because neither are great. But the most important consideration for Monken in choosing who his quarterback's going to be, as basic as it sounds, is whichever one gives you the best chance of winning games today. There are other outside factors you can let influence this. Shedor's profile and how he puts butts in the seats and how much Deshaun's being paid, and you want to make the most of that. In the NFL, roughly half your roster does not know where they're going to be playing a year from now. They're mercenaries. So you owe it to those guys to honor this season and to play the best guy on the roster, especially at the most important position. That's why it's laughable when you hear people say after the Hall of Fame game, oh, Carson Beck, you already know you're going to be bad, Arizona. Might as well just start Carson Beck right out of the rip. How do you look Budda Baker in the face and tell him, oh, yeah, we know that this guy, Jacoby Brissett, even though other people make fun of him and laugh and say he's not a franchise quarterback or whatnot, we're not going to play him over a guy who's unproven as Carson Beck is. How do you explain that to the veterans, the ones that are, or even the good players on your team that you want to extend and be part of your franchise long term, that you're not playing the best guy? Because they can tell at practice who it is. So at this stage of the game, especially in preseason when everybody's at 0-0, you've got to play the best guy. And if it really is razor thin, that's when Monken makes the franchise outlook decision with Shedor's age and him being a first-year head coach. You kind of want to see what you got with Shedor. Our take is that he ultimately will be Cleveland's starter week 1 in Jacksonville, but it could go either way, and you shouldn't be surprised that it breaks either way. 310-840-4910. Let's go to Robert. He's in Wisconsin. Robert, what do you have on this year's Hall of Fame class?
Hey, Josh, I got a question with you on Roger Craig.
And now, Odyssey, WSCR 104.3 The Score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network exclusively present the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Brought to you in part by ABOC, Bosch Power Tools, CatsDesMoines.com, CertaPro Painters, Club Sitco, McGrath Acura of Westmont, Consumers Credit Union, Fitzgerald Equipment, Southwest Airlines, the Village of Bedford Park, TimberTech Decking and Railing, and by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. And now your host, Zach Zaidman.
It was a winning debut for newcomer Kevin Gausman last night, and tonight it's another newcomer and right-hander Clay Holmes making his debut as the Cubs go for their 6th straight win this evening in Kansas City. Hi there, everybody. Judson Richards in for Zach. What's on deck? Brought to you by Illinois State University, Illinois' first public university. Coming up, we'll hear from Pedro Martinez and Craig Counsell. But first, it's time for our conversation with Cooper, sponsored by Yuengling Traditional Lager from the oldest brewery in America. Coop, hope Kansas City is treating you well. Before we talk about Clay Holmes' debut, it was certainly a productive first time out last night for Kevin Gausman.
Well, it really was. And, you know, you're a baseball guy. You saw it last night. You see a calm, confident presence on the mound and, you know, a guy that is pretty simple on the mound. It's good fastball. He knows where it's going, which is a big key when you're, you know, a two-pitch guy and an occasional slider. But the fastball was outstanding. His split, you know, he throws 2 of them, which everybody that has a really good one, they throw that one that is in for a strike, and then they know how to bury that last one, you know, to try to get the strikeout. He was very good, you know, and you kind of expected it. This is a pretty young team that Kansas City's featuring, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Outstanding performance.
Yeah, 7 innings, 2 runs allowed. Craig Counsell will take that all year long. Time now for our Keys to the Game, sponsored by Heat & Frost Insulators and the Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors. Visit local17insulators.com, and by Toyota, visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer or toyota.com today. Our pitching matchup looks like this for the Royals. It's right-hander Seth Lugo, and we get to do it again tonight, Coom, making his Cubs debut, right-hander Clay Holmes.
Well, it's going to be fun to see Clay Holmes throw now. I'm watching film on him this morning. He's a pretty simple guy, too. There's not a lot, you know, it's hard two-seamer and a really good one. And his is not really the two-seamer, it's a sinker, and I mean it's a good one. And it gets downward tilt in a big way, and he'll feature that slurvy slider to the righties with the sinker, so it's going to go one way or the other. And then against the lefties, you're going to see an occasional breaking ball, but it's a sinker, and then it's the changeup. So, but, you can say a guy's got a sinker, and then you look at some guys and you go, now that's a sinker. He's got one of those. So he's just coming off the injured list. He's had 3 rehab outings. I would anticipate 60-some pitches maybe. So we'll see what happens today. But it's exciting to see some of the new faces that the Cubs are featuring on the mound. Lugo is another sinker slider. He's got 8 or 9 pitches. But at the end of the day, sinker, slider, changeup. That's what he's going to feature. However you want to call them, that's what he's doing. He has had some command issues, so I would anticipate the Cubs hitters today, being a little patient at the plate.
Coom, good stuff. Yeah, Clay Holmes making his first debut since May 15th. Much appreciated, Coom. Have a great call tonight alongside Zach. Up next, we'll hear from our insider, Bruce Levine, with the Inside Pitch, who examines Clay Holmes' view of his new club. That's next on The Score, the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw. Mornings, 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
A severe infection and cancer left both of Art's lungs weak and deteriorated. The solution, a life-saving procedure, removing both damaged lungs and transplanting.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
And there's a drive. High, deep, all the way back. Deepest part of the ballpark. And that baby is gone. Habanero, another monster shot. And the Rays are on the board. They're going to factor that one at 453.
Yeah, every bit of it. And that banged off of a catwalk way up there, too. And this one is almost straightaway center field. Fourth player in race history with multiple 30 home run seasons.
Somebody probably wants to hear about an Oral Hershiser card, and this is an odd one. Because how many times do you see somebody placing sod at an AstroTurf field in Pittsburgh? I asked the groundskeeper at Dodger Stadium to cut me out some turf, and we traveled with our grass, so that momentum, that vibe from Dodger Stadium, and we started to win on the road. So the nickname, the Sod Squad.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Terrific debut by Kevin Gausman on Friday night. Right-hander Clay Holmes will pitch for the Cubs in his first appearance in the major leagues since May. Recovering from a broken leg, Holmes told me Chicago and its great defense is the perfect place for his pitching skill set.
The Cubs have got really good defense. Obviously, you see them play, and it's special. So, a guy like me, that's what I do. I'm a sinker ball guy. I rely on the quality of contact and just to be able to trust the defense like that and know that's what you have behind you is a freeing thing. And so, obviously this is a great place to pitch.
Holmes is an outgetter and will pitch in whatever role Craig Counsell finds suiting to the team's needs.
100%. I think you want to do whatever you can to win a ball game at that point. I think that's what makes the playoffs so fun is it's really not about one person. It's not about a role. It's about what do you have to give and what can you do for the team to win. And so, whatever it is down the stretch, whatever, need a starter, the bullpen. I just love being out there when, big outs are needed.
Judson Holmes, like Gosman, has postseason experience, having pitched for the Yankees in the 2024 Fall Classic. Expect 65 to 75 pitches for him tonight.
Bruce, thank you. Holmes' battery mate this evening will be Carson Kelly. Hey, Cubs fans, new arrivals just hit the Wrigley Field Collection Shop, caps, apparel, and accessories at ivyshop.com or the Cubs store at Gallagher Way. We'll take a look at who's hot and who's cold next. You're listening to The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Dancy Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate at Fair Oaks Ford and Fair Oaks Lincoln, where every deal is a fair ball. Here's our winning game plan. Good, better, best. Good, a full lineup of vehicles ready to get you out on the road. Better, pricing that hits a home run without striking out your budget. Best, the Fair Oaks experience, where every visit feels like a grand slam. Swing by today and see why Fair Oaks Ford and Fair Oaks Lincoln in Naperville are the MVPs of Chicagoland dealerships.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid...
Nice. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Plug-in Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 8th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
All Cubs triples and saves are sponsored by Northern Illinois Food Bank. Help close the door on hunger. Visit solvehungertoday.org. Today's game between the Cubs and the Royals coming your way at 6:10 p.m. presented by Amvuttra. Vutrisiran. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra and visit Amvuttra.com. That's AMVUTTRA.com to learn more today. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to check on who's hot and who's cold, sponsored by Plumbers. 911 Plumbing Emergency. Call 1-833-PLUM 911. Local 130 Plumbers. Get the job done right the first time. Who's hot? Pico Armstrong hitting .409 in his last 6 games, including a .727 slugging percentage. Pete is DHing this evening. Who's cold? Dansby Swanson hitting just .229 in his last 23 games. Time now for the injury report. Clay Holmes is coming off of the 60-day IL. He'll start tonight in his Cubs debut and first big league start since May 15th. Hey, join the Cubs on Wednesday, September 2nd to celebrate First Responders Appreciation. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs quilted fleece and challenge coin presented by Wendella. Don't miss out on this offer. Coming up next, it's our Cubs conversation with Pedro Ramirez. You're listening to The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk on your ride home. Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
In baseball, it's all about keeping your eye on the ball.
And at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha, it's about keeping things simple. No inflated prices, no games, just a relaxed, honest car buying experience. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, drive home a new 2026 Subaru Ascent with 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 instant Ziegler savings. Take the short drive north and discover why there's a lot to love at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. $1,389 for $1,000, finance with $0 down to qualified buyers with approved credit on select models. Expires 8/31/26.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Chicago community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, and the lowest prices every day on top brands like Electrolux, Frigidaire, and more. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Today's veteran of the game is Jack Profit from Wilmington, Illinois, who served in the United States Army. Jack, we thank you for your service. Veteran of the game, sponsored by JeffBuysYourHouse.com. Veteran-led and trusted since 2007. It's the Cubs and the Royals from Kauffman Stadium. Coming up here shortly, Cubs go for their 6th consecutive victory. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is now time for our Cubs conversation. Here's Zach.
The home run yesterday was one of the more impressive things that I think you've done in the big league.
Oh, baby. Michael Busch lays out of the backhand.
Oh, what a grab by Goldschmidt.
Jumps into the netting. Made the catch. Riley diving stop to his feet. And a scoop on the other end.
He spins, he fires, and he got him.
All in one motion. Spins quickly to his feet.
That's about as good as it gets.
He dives. He makes the catch. He doubles. He hangs on to it.
Gobbled up and short. Oh, it must be the big leagues.
Put a star next to that one. Oh, what a play at short. Colson Montgomery pops to his feet and throws in time. What a play.
Falling down, and he gets to first base in time.
Gloves comes to his feet, throws to first in time. Spectacular defense.
Outstanding play by Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Put another line on his Gold Glove resume.
Nice play by Xander Bogaerts. The sliding pick and a perfect throw.
Hard and short with a leap. Durbin dives, backhanded by Monasteri, leaps and throws to first. That is spectacular.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
Okay, I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos leyendo.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Brings Harp up. Price is 0 for 3.
Center field, that's hit well. Going back on it is Young. Back toward the wall. Gone! Into the trees! 2-run home run, Bryce Harper! And a little breathing room for the Phillies late in the ball game. It is 6-3. He's another step closer to 400 home runs. That's 387.
Yeah, that was a pretty one, too.
There a moment, though, where you felt like, yes, I'm here. I can do this.
In Colorado, when we had no outs, the bases were loaded, and I was able to connect that line drive to be able to tie the game. I think it was in that moment where I said, like, okay, I deserve to be here, and I was just focusing on that moment.
There are many Venezuelans that are in Major League Baseball today. One of them is one of the greatest players ever. He plays for the Royals, Salvador Perez. Earlier today, you had a chance to talk to him exchange jerseys. What's that like?
Obviamente Salvador Perez, right? He's Venezuelan world champion currently. One of the greatest catchers. I was able to talk to him in spring training, but right now I was able to get a signed jersey of his, and he just told me just to keep going and keep focusing, and I was able to talk to him.
What did he write on the jersey?
All of his accomplishments, Gold Glover, World Series champion, Silver Slugger, and then he just wrote on the jersey for Pedro.
How cool is that? Who was your guy when you were a young kid in Venezuela and you finally decided that baseball was going to be your sport? Who did you look up to?
When I was growing up, I had Miguel Cabrera. You had Jose Altuve. Those are the guys that you grew up watching. But as I got older, I wanted to pick a player that was similar to me, right? That had a lot of things in common with me. So now that's why I say that my favorite player is Jose Ramirez.
Is there anything that you want to say to Cubs fans in English? Because I know they talk to you when you come into Wrigley Field and you've seen them in Chicago. Anything you want to say to Cubs fans in English?
Go Cubs. Yeah, let's go.
I love it. Pedro, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's Pedro Ramirez. Judson, back to you.
Zach, thank you. That was great. Again, Pedro Ramirez and his interpreter, Ramirez, will be coming off the bench tonight for Craig Counsell. Hey, celebrate the life and legacy of Chicago icon WXRT's Lynn Bramer, Metro's hometown celebration on August 16th. This special memorial event will benefit the Lynn Bramer Scholars Fund with a special performance from the Scores' Matt Spiegel and the Lindberghers, as well as appearances from WXRT personalities. Tickets are on sale now at metrochicago.com. Up next, it's a manager show. This is The Score, Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago sports fans, it's Ron Coomer. Summer baseball is in full swing, and it's the perfect time to enjoy your outdoor space. TimberTech decking is engineered with advanced innovation and resilient design to stand up to sun, rain, and years of gathering. You get the beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at TimberTech.com. TimberTech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey Cubs fans, Southwest Airlines here on why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. The nonstops you want, the reliability you need, and an elevated experience. With free Wi-Fi for Rapid Rewards members thanks to T-Mobile, plus options for extra legroom seats. They're like a seventh inning stretch for your whole flight. Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Visit southwest.com/airfare-types-benefits for more information. Available on Wi-Fi-enabled designated aircraft.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at GreatClips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Today's Tito's Handmade Vodka Canine of the game is Rossi, a 2-year-old pit bull mix from Chicago. If our team strikes out 9 players, Tito's will make a $100 donation to Paws Chicago. Cubs and the Royals from Kansas City. First pitch just minutes away. The Cubs a season best 19 games over 500 and looking to keep it rolling following 5 consecutive victories. Time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell. Brought to you by Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy. Sip the fruity candy-coated chaos. Counsell spoke to the media today about the Clay Holmes and his Cubs debut following Gossman's debut last night.
I mean, I think it's probably more going on for Clay, just in the fact that, you know, he hasn't been pitching every 5 days, and so he's had to work long and hard to get back to this point, and so I'm sure he's just excited to be competing in a big league stadium again and be back from rehab. And then, uniform change on top of that. So there's probably a lot going on, but I think he's excited just to get out there and compete as much as anything.
What do you observe about the new guys and how they're taking on the role, the new team, the communication, embracing every new transition?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with I always take the tact of like let them be for a while. Let them just observe a little bit and get their connect with their teammates as much as anything. That's by far the most important thing. That creates the comfort for them, and then also let them play. Like Clay hasn't played yet, so let them compete for you. But I think they're both excited to be here, and they both, they're trying to get the lay of the land, and they want to feel comfortable. And I think a night like last night obviously helps Kevin feel incredibly comfortable, and gets him into kind of his normal routine. And I think the same thing will happen for Clay, like the next couple days.
Clay Holmes not only making his Cubs debut, this is his first start in the majors since May 15th after that fibula break with the Mets. Up next, we'll take a look at the pitching matchups. This is The Score, Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on...
How can you go from one world-class athlete to another through some of the bravest acts of social protest in the world of sports? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
That's not even just running. That's like, the discus and the hurdles and all of these things. He's the greatest at
I thought I was an athlete, Lindsay.
Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector so that he could roll it, slow it down, stop, back it up, see how he's working his foot like this without burning the film.
So are you telling me that this is the first instructional baseball video out there?
In other words, he was the Tom Omansky of the 1920s.
And this is not all he's done, right? I mean, we're talking about the fact that he is huge in amateur baseball, right? And a big proponent for the Olympics.
Very early 30s, he started championing to get baseball into the Olympics. And he finally succeeded for the 1936 Olympics, which was held, in Berlin.
The German government had discouraged other nations from sending Jewish and black athletes, a request that the United States refused to follow.
We sent over Jesse Owens, we sent over Jewish ball players, and we sent over Mac Robinson. Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's older brother.
Trailblazers like Thorpe and Robinson certainly lit the way for countless others to follow.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Or Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
All right, Cubs and the Royals coming up momentarily. Time now to find out who you are banking on. Sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Michael Busch to put one in the seats tonight. Our pitching matchups sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Cubs send newcomer Clay Holmes to the mound. The Royals counter with their own right-hander in Seth Lugo. That'll do it for us in the pregame show. Coming up, it's Zach and Ron. It's the Cubs and the Royals from Kansas City next on The Score, Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests and more on your way home 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
Hey, it's Ron Coomer. This season, my partner Jeff Neidiger and I are honoring our heroes through Veteran of the Game on The Score. Jeff's a combat veteran himself, helping families sell their homes the easy way since 2007.
Whether it's an inherited property or you just need to sell without the hassle, we buy houses as is with no gimmicks. You pick the timeline, take all your memories, and we handle everything else.
Give them a call at 630-556 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs.
On the move, he dives and he makes the catch.
Junior get a glove on it. Second one, Massey to first in time for a double play.
A tough play for Allen. Bare hand play and a good one for Nick Allen.
Diving play. Cruz makes an incredible grab.
Martin back to the wall and makes the catch up against the fence.
Diving stop by Turner. Scampers to his feet, throws in time.
Dives, backhand, got it.
Nicely done by Trent Grisham.
And Randy Arozarena makes the catch. Put it on a show.
Leafs made the catch. Slams into the wall and hung on. Larnick with a great diving play. Pajes makes a sliding catch. We've seen him do that several times this week.
Coming in Outman, and he'll dive and make the catch. Fine play.
That is spectacular. It's the Durbin D game. Woodward dives to his left. Gets up. Blows. He got him. Wow, this kid is something special.
6-4 victory, their fifth win in a row, as Kevin Gausman pitched to AW in his Cubs debut. Tonight, Clay Holmes gets the call, while the Royals rely on veteran right-hander Seth Lugo. Let's get right to the starting lineups, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For Craig Counsell's Cubs, who have won 5 in a row, a record of 68-49, a season-high 19 games above the 500 mark. The Cubs are in second place in the National League Central, just 4.5 games behind first-place Milwaukee in the division. Pete Crow Armstrong is the leadoff man. He's the designated hitter tonight. Seiya Suzuki in right. The first baseman is Michael Busch. The cleanup man for the Cubs is Alex Bregman. He plays third. The left fielder, Ian Happ. Nico Horner plays second. And the number...
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way, with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
If you want a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson, and that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
The One who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
It's game time, and that makes it the perfect time for a Yuengling flight. This 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, packed with flavor. Flight's the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever after coming off an incredible homestand. And, you know, Gosman does his job and really impressive last night. Now Clay Holmes, as you were talking about in the open, is going to get his chance today after just coming off the injured list today. So a little different for Holmes as opposed to Gosman, but I think the excitement for Holmes today, as Count said in the manager's show, got to be big because he hasn't pitched since May 15th in a big league game.
Yeah, he's been out with a broken leg, but he's healthy, ready to go, likely on a pitch count tonight. But tell you what, when you consider everything that the new Cubs have seen since they put on a Cubs uniform, the great defense of the current squad, the fact that the Cubs haven't lost a game since the trading deadline, a lot to like.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I think for Holmes, he's going to be one of those guys. It's a pretty simple approach from the hitter's perspective. And I always talk about that from that perspective. But, you know, we talk about guys having a two-seamer or possibly even a sinker. He has a real sinker. I mean, he's got a two-seamer that bites down and away from the lefties and hard down and into the righties. If he's on tonight and he gets through that initial adrenaline rush that is always an issue for all sinker ball pitchers, you know, you could see a guy that could get a lot of ground balls and a lot of broken bats.
We will have a lot on Clay Holmes coming up, but now it's time to start the ball game. Pete Crow Armstrong approaches home plate. Cubs leadoff man is presented by Vinny's Beverage Depot. If PCA gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Vinny's, it's probably not worth drinking. And you can tell right away a lot of Cub fans in attendance as PCA digs in. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Seth Lugo, 36 years old, 4-7 with a 4+ ERA. He kicks and fires, and we're underway. PCA looks at a strike, 0-1 the count. Lugo has made 23 starts, Coom, and now he's fighting the crowd and PCA.
In his home ballpark.
Here's the pitch. Crow Armstrong whacks this one foul out of play off to the left, 0-2.
You know, I did the pregame show for Kansas City today on radio, and they said it was going to be a big crowd. The concern was that it was going to be the other team's blue, and that meaning the Cubs blue as opposed to royal blue. The Cub fans walking around the ballpark today, there are a ton of them.
Now the 0-2. High and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Crow Armstrong, who's batting .400 in the month of August, 10 for 25, 7 runs batted in, including an infield RBI single last night. Lugo deals, Crow Armstrong swings, and it's a pop fly. Shallow left, angling toward the line, Collins, and he makes the catch. Crow Armstrong flies out, 1 away.
Lugo is a guy who's got, I think, every pitch there is to throw. And when you look at his repertoire of pitches, but at the end of the day, he's a sinker, slider, or breaking ball, so to speak, changeup guy. So, but, you know, he's got every pitch. He's got the cutter, the sweeper, the curveball, the slider. You know, to me, that's just, you know, a little change in the grip and maybe a little in velocity. But, you know, from the hitter's perspective, that's what you're featuring.
Seiya Suzuki looks at a ball up high from Lugo. The right-hander works his motion. The next pitch is whacked foul, out of play just to the left of us. So 1-1 the count on Seiya, who has reached base in 25 straight games, the longest active streak in Major League Baseball, at a 2-run single in last night's ball game. Lugo delivers and misses low and inside with a sweeper, 2-1.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Lugo calling his own pitches via the PitchCom device. Now the 2-1. Seiya swings and fouls it back just to the right of us, over our
right
heads.
above you.
Yeah.
I told you, be ready with the right-handed hitters. That's a close one.
Yeah. Did you notice how I started to
you were
slide
leaning.
to my left?
You were moving. I noticed. Yeah.
But I stayed calm on the air. I don't think you could tell. Here comes the 2-2. Lugo to Suzuki. And a high fly ball hit to right, angling toward the line. Rave, does he have a play? Crosses over into foul territory, and yeah, he has a play. Makes the catch in foul ground. 2 away.
Now, Lugo's a guy, you know, pretty good velocity. Not spectacular, but pretty good. But, you know, with all the pitches. Speed Gun today, powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
So here comes Michael Busch, just underway. 2 down here in the top of the first. Cubs and Royals are scoreless. Lugo hands over the head, high leg kick and pitch, and Busch dribbles this foul behind the plate, 0-1.
Okay, now Feel Like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel Like a Bosch. Now, yesterday your prediction was Gausman was going to have a
quality start.
And he had a quality start. So you were feeling Boschish yesterday, even though it took you a little bit. Are you feeling Boschish again today?
Always. It's a lifestyle, Coom. By the way, that last pitch was low to Busch. The next pitch is also low, so 2-1 the count.
Well, what do you got today?
I think Clay Holmes is going to have an impressive debut. I don't think he'll have a quality start because I don't think he'll be allowed to go long enough to get one. Here comes the 2-1 by Lugo. Busch swings and grounds one softly back of first, fielded by Caglione. Jogs to the bag in time for out number 3. I'll say this, I'm expecting a scoreless start from Clay Holmes. How about that?
That's good.
Middle 1. Clay Holmes about to make his Cubs debut here in Kansas City. Next on the...
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
He's the greatest at
I thought I was an athlete, Lindsay. Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector.
And this is not all he's done, right?
He started championing to get baseball into the Olympics. He finally succeeded for the 1936 Olympics, which was held in Berlin.
The German government had discouraged other nations from sending Jewish and black athletes.
We sent over Jesse Owens, and we sent over Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's older brother.
Trailblazers like Thorpe and Robinson certainly lit the way for countless others to follow. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Flying Flight, the next generation light beer. DG Yingling & Son, Potts, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
So here we go. 33-year-old right-hander Clay Holmes on the mound, about to make his Cubs debut. He's working on the first base side of the rubber. Carter Jensen at the plate, left-handed hitter. The pitch is a ground ball off the mound, snagged on the outfield grass by Swanson. Throw to first in time. One away, and right then and there, Clay Holmes gets introduced to the Cubs defense.
And for a guy that's had a broken leg, the last thing you want is a smash hit right back at your feet, and that's exactly what happened. But it turns out to be a right turn for Jensen and an out, and as you said, he's experiencing the great Cubs infield defense right away.
Bobby Witt Jr. will dig in. Scoreless game here in Kansas City with one away in the bottom of the first. Righty-righty matchup. Holmes kicks and delivers, and Witt looks at a sinker for a strike, 0-1. So Holmes 4-4 this year with a 2.39 ERA in 9 starts with the Mets. And he's been out since May 15th with a broken leg. Here's the 0-1. Witt dribbles one foul off to the right. On May 15th, he was hit in the leg by a line drive off the bat of Yankees rookie Spencer Jones and broke his right fibula. The exit velocity on the shot, 111 miles per hour. He completed the inning, started the next frame, and then finally said, you know what, I'm in pain. Enough's enough. The 0-2 is low and outside, 1-2.
And for sinker ballers, that happens because what they do when they run a fastball away and it comes back from the outside to the plate against the right-handed hitter, if they hook that ball, they're hooking it right back through the middle.
That pitch low. The count is 2-2 on Witt.
And when you see the play that happened to him, he had no chance catching the ball. It hit him in the lower leg. And, it's just that's the way it is. Just like the ball that got sizzled right back at him to open up the game.
2-2 on Witt. Here's the pitch. And this one's fouled back off the screen. Holmes is a big man. 6'5", 245 pounds. A native of Dothan, Alabama, the peanut capital of the world.
Really?
Yeah. Here's the 2-2. And a comebacker snagged on one hop by Holmes. Underhand toss to first in time. Witt's retired, 2 away.
A little breaking ball going away from Witt. He hooks it on one hop right back at Holmes. Second out of the inning. Defensive alignment tonight sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. And the Cubs with Holmes on the mound. I'm watching Taylor move and staying on the opposite side for all 3 hitters now.
Jack Caglione at the plate looks at a ball in the dirt. 1-0.
And I'm thinking that is all because of the repertoire of Holmes and what he throws with the sinker and slider. So they played the opposite way to Witt, and now with the left-hander up, they're on the opposite side in left center field with Caglione at the plate.
Caglione looks at a changeup for a strike. 1-1 the count. So you talked about the signature sinker of Clay Holmes. He has a 56% ground ball rate because of it. Here's the 1-1. Caglione drills one deep in the air, right center field. Taylor back at the wall, looks up, it's gone. The Royals strike first, solo shot to right center by Jack Caglione. Kansas City 1, Cubs nothing here in the first.
Now this is a 2-seam fastball. They want inside, so you got to start it at the front hip. It does not get started at the front hip. It gets started inside, fades to the middle of the plate. And we talked about this yesterday. Caglione is a really big, strong guy. And he hits one over the hitting backdrop in center field, just to the center field side of the fountains. 1-0 KC on a long home run.
A 448-foot blast for Caglione. 1-0 Royals. The batter, Isaac Collins, and he looks at a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
Always with the sinker ball guys, the first inning or two is the tough one. They're so pumped up, they don't quite get the same sink and run on their fastball that they do as the game progresses. That has always been the issue with a sinker ball.
Holmes misses outside. 1-1 now on Collins. So just like last night's game, the Royals strike first. They took a 1-0 lead in the first inning against Gausman in the opener. The next pitch, bounced foul off to the right by Collins. 1-2. Holmes, a 9th-round pick back in 2011 by Pittsburgh. Made his MLB debut with the Pirates in 2018. 3.5 years with Pittsburgh. Traded to the Yankees in 2021. Became an all-star closer with the Bronx Bombers as Collins looks at a ball low. So the count is 2-2. Spent 3.5 years with the Yankees, then signed as a free agent before last season with the Mets. Became a starter and traded to the Cubs this past Monday with Tyrone Taylor for Jefferson Rojas. The pitch drilled down the right field line, but this one smacks foul off the netting.
To me, with his repertoire of pitches, it seems to me more starting pitcher. You know, sinker, slider, changeup guy. Closers, you know, it's usually big velocity or some kind of trick pitch, whether it be a split or a really good changeup. And I'm not saying he doesn't have a great changeup, but boy, he's, as you said, he's a ground ball guy with his primary pitch by far being the two-seam fastball.
Collins fouls that last pitch away off to the left. 2-2 the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Kansas City up 1-0. Holmes sets, kicks, and fires. And misses inside. Collins has worked a full count. So we know that Holmes induces the ground ball. The Cubs are #1 in Major League Baseball in turning ground balls into outs. They keep metrics on this stuff, 77%. So it's a perfect marriage, you would think, between the Cubs' D and Holmes. The pitch, a bouncing ball hit on the right side, fielded on one knee by Bush. The toss to Holmes, covering the bag in time for out number 3. But the Royals strike first on the long home run by Caglione. 1-0 Kansas City after 1 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998, Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, he is where he's out. Yes, sir, is out. Look at this. Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Second inning brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time, Z.
1-0 Kansas City. Alex Bregman at the plate. He fouls back the first pitch from Seth Lugo. Jack Caglione, a solo shot just to the right of dead center off of Clay Holmes in the first. Bregman hitting at 248. Here's the pitch. And this one is popped up behind the plate. Jensen giving chase, but this one is out of play. 0-2 the count on Bregman. Cubs wearing their traditional road gray uniforms. Gray jerseys, gray pants. Blue lettering on the front and back, red numerals on the front and back, blue batting helmets, a red C on the front. Here's the 0-2. Bregman grounds one on the left side, backhanded by Witt. Jump throw to first is in time to get Bregman. What a play at short by Bobby Witt Jr.
You got two really good defensive shortstops in this game today. Obviously, we get to see Dansby on a regular basis. This is a play that they make, but they do it differently. Dansby likes to go into the slide and pop up and throw, and Bobby Witt Jr. catches the ball on the run, the jump throw, a la Derek Jeter, my old teammate, and they both make it very well, and that was some kind of play by Bobby Witt Jr.
Man, Ian Happ at the plate. He dribbles one foul off to the left, 0-1 the count. Happ is 0 for 20 over his last 7 games, so he's yet to get a hit in the month of August. Lugo deals. The 0-1 is popped up. Foul territory off to the right, but this one is in the stands just to the left of the Royals dugout along the first base line, 0-2. The Royals wearing those fancy powder blue alternate uniforms tonight. The ones that they used to wear back in the 1980s.
Love it.
White numerals and lettering. Two-tone caps. As Lugo works his motion and deals. The 0-2, Happ swings and misses. Strike 3. 2 down here in the top of the second with Kansas City up 1-0. So those two-tone caps, powder blue in the back, white on the front, royal blue bills. Lugo wearing white cleats tonight. The uniform descriptions are sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field, the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Nico Horner looks at a sweeper for a strike, 0-1.
Powder blues remind me of being a kid watching games on TV when I was young. And, you know, a lot of the teams, the Royals, the Cardinals, the Cubs, they all had powder blues.
Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. And that misses low to Horner, 1-1 the count. See those powder blue uniforms of the Royals, you think George Brett.
Absolutely. Hal McRae.
Yeah. Frank
John,
White, Willie Wilson. Here's
John
the 1-1.
Weaver. Yeah, absolutely.
Called strike to Nico, 1-2. Bo Jackson. Later on in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now the 1-2 delivery. That's low.
Now, Bo Jackson and I were teammates in the minor leagues when he was coming back from hip surgery for a short time. I think like 3 weeks. But it was his birthday here yesterday. They were wearing Bo Jackson shirts yesterday around the ballpark. Some of the fans here and the people on the field doing the stadium kind of presentation. He made an impact here.
Yeah, no question.
Oh, my.
Warner fouls that last pitch back off the screen. 2-2 the count. Lugo delivers. Nico swings and misses. A slow-moving breaking ball. That's strike 3. Now the Cubs go down in order here in the top of the second. Middle 2. Kansas City 1. Cubs nothing. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Don't miss the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot when we celebrate the game's greatest moments and players. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid...
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's rated higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Sunday, August 30th, Cubs take on the Reds at 6:20. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Harry Carey bobblehead presented by Benjamin Moore. Visit Cubs.com/tickets.
Hey.
What was that?
Cool. You heard it. Michael Massey looks at a sweeper off the outside to begin the bottom of the second. The next pitch by Clay Holmes is bounced foul at the plate, 1-1. The Royals with a 1-0 lead over the Cubs here in the last of the second. Jack Caglione with a solo shot in the first for KC. Massey left-handed batter hitting at .259. And the 1-1. And a ground ball base hit into center field.
Line drive bullet off the bat of Massey. That ball, that's another one of those pitches that stays up. Two-seamer kind of runs back over it. And like you said, you know, it's the difficult part for a sinker baller. You know, it takes a while to find that groove with that pitch. And he's given up a couple hard hit balls so far here early.
Yeah, the exit velocity on that one, 106 miles per hour. John Rave at the plate, left-handed hitter. And he looks at a sinker for a strike from Holmes, 0-1.
Now, we were reading the Harry Carey bobblehead. I'm not the big bobblehead guy.
You're not?
Nah, you know, yeah. After all these years, you can collect so many of these things that, you know, that, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And they got to find a place to put them. But I'll celebrate and I'll go to Harry Carey's restaurant. How about that? We'll go there and we'll celebrate.
Like
yeah, we'll go there together.
The pitch is low and inside the Rays. The count now is 2-1.
Celebrate with a steak at Harry's joint in Chicago.
You're keeping it in the family. I
Yeah.
Massey at first, no one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Holmes along set. Now the pitch. Misses outside with a sweeper. 3-1 now on Rave. The Royals right fielder tonight. DJ Rayburn is the first base umpire. Louis Krupa at second. Manning third, Adam Beck. And calling the balls and strike tonight, Dan Iasonia. And that one is a pitch low. It appeared as though Rave bunted through it, but I guess pulled the bat back. Ball 4.
Yeah, I thought he went. I really did. I thought he did not get the bat back nearly in time. Sometimes what will happen for the umpire is it catches you by such surprise you're not quite sure. Adam Beck is the third base umpire, but he said no.
So the Royals threatening men at first and second with no one out. Nick Lofton at the plate, right-handed batter. He bunts it right back to the mound, fielded by Holmes. He throws to first in time. Successful sacrifice bunt by Nick Lofton. One down. The runners advance to second and third. So Massey now at third, Rave at second.
That ball bunted to the third base side of the mound, but Holmes comes off and fields this ball. I like kind of what Bregman did. Bregman came in right away to make sure it was going to be an out. The last thing you want to have happen is you not get an out. The Cubs did. Now they'll play the infield in.
Josh Rojas, the designated hitter at the plate. Left-handed hitter. Holmes delivers. And misses off the outside with a sinker, 1-0.
Here's where that sinker will come into play. What you're hoping is you make a good pitch with it and get Rojas to hit a ball right to Dansby or Nico. That would be ideal.
Holmes is ready. Here comes the pitch. And this is popped up. Shallow left, foul territory, racing over Happ. But this one bangs off the sidewall. 1-1.
Just looking at body language for Holmes on the mound. He's still trying to find it a little bit. You can kind of tell this two-seamer, that one was up. You know, and when he's good, because he's such a big guy with 6'5", right? Mm-hmm. He gets such downward tilt just because of his height. And then you add the two-seamer going down on top of that. He can really get the ball going down and force the big league hitters to pound that ball into the ground. That's what he's looking for here.
Men at second and third, one away. Infield in, 1-1 the count. The pitch. Rojas grounds one through in the right field for a base hit. Massey scores. Around third, coming home, Rave. The throw not in time. He slides home safely. And it is a 3-0 lead for Kansas City. Two-run single for Josh Rojas.
Well, he gets the ground ball, but I got to believe this pitch, they're getting another look. It's in the middle of the plate at the knees, and it gets hit on the ground, but hit very sharply. No real chance for Nico. Goes into right field, and the Royals scored 2.
So 3-0 Royals, just one away. Kyle Isbell, the number 9 hitter at the plate. And he takes a sweeper off the outside for ball 1. Bregman playing in wide of third. The middle infielders are back at double play depth. Bush holding on Rojas at first. Isbell, a left-handed batter. Holmes deals. Swing and a tap foul at the plate, 1-1. The announcement of the umpires, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Plenty of sunshine on a partly cloudy early evening here in Kansas City. Temperature nearly 90 degrees. Ball 1-1. Isbell grounds one up the middle, fielded by Swanson, races to second. There's one, the throw to first, in time, double play. Nice defense by Dansby, and that ends the second inning, but the Royals add 2 more on the 2-run single by Rojas. It is 3-0 Kansas City after 2 on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Chris Sale's 10th start of the season was a beauty. He goes 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, and he is in line for his first win against the Marlins.
An outstanding outing tonight by Trey Savage. 6 innings, 2 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 8, kept the Yankees off the scoreboard.
11 strikeouts from Kyle Harrison.
Matching a career-long outing for Kyle Harrison and a dominant 2-hit shutout for the left-hander. Wow.
Outman over. Outman with the dive! Superman hit-saving play by James Outman.
Ryan drops his glove on the mound and gives James Outman a standing ovation.
First pitch of the game, the pitcher hits it out.
A living, breathing statue, Shohei Ohtani.
You just don't dare take your eyes off of him.
He's a walking history book.
It's ridiculous what he does.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And proud of it.
Third inning is brought to you by Consumer Credit Union, the people in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go. And we were just standing up for one of the youngsters who was doing the base race, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And he just made it in time.
Right along the right side of the field here as Carson Kelly looks at a strike from Seth Lugo, 0-1. And so they essentially have the kids racing from about the wall right near the foul pole. The 0-1 delivery by Lugo to Kelly is off the outside and low, 1-1 the count, to around where first base actually is, where the coach's box is situated. And that's a long run for a
them
youngster.
little legs, yeah.
Now the 1-1. Kelly takes a strike, a sinking fastball from Lugo, 1-2.
I guarantee he's still gassed.
But he made it.
He made it.
He didn't trip up.
Yeah.
We got a huge ovation from the crowd here at Kauffman Stadium. Royals up 3-0 here in the top of the third. Dansby Swanson's on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Lugo deals. Kelly takes a ball outside, 2-2. Visit TimberTech.com. Everything wood should be. Kelly's been feeling it lately. A hot streak, hitting .318 over his last 7, but takes a called strike 3 from Lugo. 1 away, another sinking fastball.
Yeah, that was the lane changer. Starts out up and away, and ends up coming back to the outside corner for strike 3. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Dansby with 17 home runs this year. Right-handed batter. Lugo delivers. High and tight to Swanson with a sinker. 1-0. Center fielder Isbell playing Swanson just a tick the other way toward right center. The 1-0 delivery. Misses off the outside, a sweeper. 2-0.
Been doing that this series, and I'm not quite sure why. Dansby, much more of a pull hitter than he is a guy going the other way.
Swanson, just like you said, grounds one to third, fielded by Lofton. Throw across in time. 2 away.
I'll definitely pull in the infield, but then also in the outfield. There are some guys that are pull on the ground, a lot of them. Pull on the ground because they roll over the off-speed pitch. But if they elevate the ball, they hit it to the middle or the other way. I'm not so sure Dansby is not pull, but we're not setting up the defense for the Kansas City Royals, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't give away the secret, Scoop. Tyrone Taylor at the plate and takes a strike. Fastball clocked at 93 miles per hour, right along the inside edge from Lugo, near the top of the zone. 0-1. Taylor's 1 for 6 as a Cub in 3 games. The 0-1. That's a breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 0-2.
Taylor, a big pickup for the Cubs at the trade deadline. And it just gives Craig Counsell now an opportunity to give some guys a break and play some matchup baseball with the outfielders.
Taylor hits a pop fly, shallow right foul territory, and this one bangs off the netting. 0-2.
You know, today it gives you a chance to let Pete just DH for the second time since the Cubs have acquired Taylor. You know, he can play all 3 outfield spots and play them well. And he's a right-handed bat, so that really plays good for the left field situation with Ian against a tough left-hander.
The 0-2 outside.
And it gives Counts a chance to mix in Taylor in center and give Pete, much needed, time off a little bit. Same thing with Suzuki.
Taylor swings and pops this one foul out of play off to the right. 1-2 the count. And Cubs want to stay fresh. They've got the division now in their sights, just 4.5 games behind first place Milwaukee in the National League Central. Taylor waits. Here comes the 1-2 from Lugo. And a broken bat looper in the left. This may drop. It does in front of a hard-charging Collins. 2-out single for Tyrone Taylor here in the third. It's the Cubs' first hit of the ballgame.
As we talked about, both guys are sinker ballers. This two-seamer running in on the hands of Taylor. And he gets the bat out just enough, breaks his bat, but dumps one in the short left for a base hit.
And as you like to say about the bat?
Yeah, he died a hero. Yeah.
So Taylor at first, 2 down. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. The pitch. Outside, 1-0. Third baseman Lofton playing in on the infield grass wide of third. Taylor a threat to go, being held at first by Caglione. Lugo deals. Misses outside to PCA with a changeup. 2-0.
I do not know what Lugo's move is to first base. He's a right-handed pitcher, but I do know this. He is slow to the plate. So the base stealers can definitely take a bag.
Another miss outside to Crow Armstrong, this time with a fastball. 3-0.
I just don't think if you're the Cubs, you want Taylor getting thrown out at second base with Pete at the plate. You'd rather have him hit as hot as he's been.
Makes complete sense. Here's the pitch. PCA taking all the way, and Lugo misses high and outside with a fastball. So a walk for Crow Armstrong, and now the Cubs have a 2-out rally going. Men at first and second. Here in the top of the third with 2 down, and Seiya Suzuki will stand in. Kansas City up 3-0.
You just love the at-bats of Pete Crow Armstrong and the understanding now that teams just aren't going to just pitch to him. So There are times you're going to go to home plate and just take your walk. That's just the way it's going to be.
Lugo checks second and deals. And that's a called strike to Suzuki. One of those sweepers, slow mover at 79 miles per hour that floated into the zone and clipped the outside edge. 0-1. Taylor at second, Crow Armstrong at first. The pitch, Seiya fouls it back off the screen, 0-2.
Seiya had a good swing at that pitch. Looked like it was outside corner, but he was right on it.
Seiya has the ability with one swing to tie up this ball game. 3-0 Royals with 2 on and 2 away here in the top of the third. The pitch. A high fly ball, a hit to deep center, but it is playable for Isbell, and he makes the catch short of the track for out number 3. Cubs lead 2, middle 3. Royals 3, Cubs nothing. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Busch.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
The 3-0 lead over the Cubs, partly cloudy, 86 degrees. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Carter Jensen at the plate, left-handed batter against Clay Holmes. The right-hander deals and misses low and inside. 1-0 the count. Cool, we've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
What do you got?
The pitch is called a strike. 1-1 the count, a changeup. I think we've got a bigger crowd tonight than last night, and the attendance last night was 26,083. I'm going to go 27,500 as Jensen looks at a ball off the outside. 2-1.
28,000.
All right, so the guesses are in.
I think so too. I think it's a much bigger crowd tonight.
The 2-1. Jensen grounds one on the right side, fielded on a low hop by Horner. Overhand toss to first in time. Jensen's retired, 1 away.
Six outs recorded here in the 2 1/3 innings on ground balls. So that tells you Holmes' sinker is working.
Bobby Witt Jr. at the plate. He grounded out his last time up. Holmes deals, and Witt swings and misses at a cutter way off the outside, 0-1.
That's called cheating on a two-seamer, and you got the slider.
Sounds like you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the 0-1. A ground ball hit on the left side, backhanded by, it's off the glove of Swanson. He tried to do one of those backhand and throw all in one motion. Couldn't quite secure the ball.
Has to be an error on Dansby. It's a tough catch because he got to this ball. I think the ball on the hop carried farther than he thought it was going to carry, and it ends up right at the base of his feet, and he's running kind of towards the Cubs dugout. So it's a tough catch, and he didn't make the catch. The one thing I always remember about Kansas City here is how hard the ground can get, and in particular out in front of home plate. And that ball can hit, and the ball can carry a little farther into the infield when you chop it down in front of the plate than a lot of other ballparks.
Now, they've given Witt a single on that play. Jack Caglione at the plate looks at a ball low, so the count is 1-1 now on Caglione.
It's because his last name is Witt. Do you remember where we're at?
Yeah, we are in Kansas City.
There you go.
And the best player on the team.
Did you see Dansby's reaction? Yeah. Think he thought he should have caught that ball?
I agree. I'm sure Holmes felt the same way. Here's the 1-1. This is chop foul off to the right. 1-2.
I've got it as E6. I wouldn't change it anytime soon. I think that could be changed here in a little bit.
All right, we'll see. Generally, when you say stuff like that, it turns out to come true. 1-2 the count on Caglione, who hit a long home run his first time up. 3-0 Kansas City, 1 on, 1 away here in the third. The pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack is an acronym. JAC. An acronym is a short word made from the first letter of a long group of words. Jack Caglione's full name is Jeffrey Allen Caglione. JAC, Jack. Throw to first, diving back in safely, Witt.
So he didn't like the name Jeff, huh?
Haven't asked him?
Yeah. Schultze's not going to be happy with that.
Coombs' good buddy back home in Chicago. Here comes the 2-2. Witt goes. This is pulled deep down the right field line, but way foul out of play.
Jeff's a good name. I don't get it, but that's all right. It's working for him. He's having a good year, just under 260. 19 bombs now. He had a long home run in the first inning.
Yeah, you're talking about Caglione. I'm sure Schultze is having a good year, too, back home.
Saturday night, absolutely.
Now the 2-2. Caglione lines one. Fair ball down the right field line. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Witt with excellent speed. He's rounding third, headed home, and he's going to score ahead of the throw. RBI double. Jack Caglione. It is now 4-0 Kansas City here in the third.
It's a little breaking ball down and in, but it stays in the middle of the plate. It is down. It's probably a ball low. But for a left-handed hitter, that's right in their zone, boy. They love the ball down and in. 99% of left-handed hitters. Caglione smokes this ball into the corner, and the way this ballpark is set up going down the line, you've got to let the ball go around the corner because it's rounded. It's not squared off. There actually isn't an actual corner. So you've got to let the ball roll around and play it as it rolls, and Suzuki did, but that gives the runner, the lead runner, 2 or 3 extra steps.
Isaac Collins swings and misses at a sinker, 0-1. And it's second, just 1 away, 4-0 Royals. Holmes delivers and misses low.
There's been many a guy that has not played here, or young guys, you go straight into the corner like you would a normal ballpark to go get this ball, and if it gets by you, it just stays like in hockey. The puck will stay around in the corner and keep going around, and boy, that's a problem.
Collins with a line drive base hit to right. Caglione being held at third as Suzuki throws a strike to home plate. But the Royals continue to mount pressure. Now men at the corners after the single by Collins. Just 1 away here in the bottom of the third, and Kansas City already has a 4-0 lead.
But it's just been, to me, this is rust. It's rust with not the pitches, location. And, he's just throwing some balls in the middle of the plate, and Kansas City is putting good swings on him.
Tommy Hottovy heads out to the mound to have a conversation with Clay Holmes. The rest of the Cubs infield joins in. Men at the corners, just 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Kansas City with a 4-0 lead. If you're wondering why Coom is talking about the rust, Clay Holmes is pitching in his first major league game since May 15th.
Yeah.
When he was with the Mets, he was hit by a line drive that broke his fibula on his right leg on May 15th. and he's been out ever since. Now, prior to joining the Cubs, he had been on minor league rehab assignments with New York.
I think he did 3 minor league assignments, but you know, you can say what you want. I've been on them. We've all big leaguers, if you've been hurt, you go on one of those. It's not like playing in the big leagues. You can say what you want, but you take that like practice. This isn't practice.
Yeah, and it's also your first game with a new team.
No doubt.
A lot of variables. Michael Massey at the plate, left-handed batter. Holmes kicks and fires. And misses with a sweeper low and inside. The count is 1-0. Middle infielders at double play depth are playing back. Bregman playing in. Bush holding on Collins at first. A long set, now a throw to first. And Collins dives back in safely. No tag applied by Bush.
Well, Bregman playing over there, what it does is it keeps Caglione close to the bag. He's going to be going, obviously, on contact with first and third, but it does keep him close to third base.
A 1-0. Massey taps it foul at the plate. That might have gotten a piece of the umpire, Dan Isonia. Carson Kelly checking on the home plate ump. He's also the crew chief tonight. Oh yeah, it got him in a most delicate of areas. 1-1 the count. Jim Roop, our engineer, bringing the sounds of Kauffman Field through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices tonight. 1-1 the count. Holmes is ready. And the pitch. Massey taps it foul at the plate. 1-2.
Holmes up to 50 pitches now in the ball game. I would have guessed probably somewhere around 65 will be his max. You see some guys in the Cubs bullpen now. No one throwing yet, but there's guys kind of moving around, and they know that they're getting close to being called upon.
Massey singled his first time up. And the 1-2. A bouncing ball hit to first, fielded by Bush. Throw home, and they tag out Caglione. It was a soft bouncer in front of the first base bag. Bush fielded it, fired a strike to Kelly at the plate, and he tagged out
Kelly, who catches this ball in a sweep tag almost like you're a third baseman. Nice play by the Cubs infield once again. Bushy and Kelly to get the out at the plate.
Still 2 on, but 2 away now in the bottom of the third inning. 4-0 Kansas City. John Rave at the plate, left-handed batter. Holmes delivers and misses low. 1-0 the count. Rave walked in the second. A 1-0 delivery is pop foul out of play off to the left. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, we are 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR-FM and HD1 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Bottom 3, 2 on, 2 away, 4-0 Kansas City. 1-1 the count on Rave. And the pitch is fouled at the plate. 1-2.
Cubs now have a right-hander up in the bullpen. Holmes now at 55 pitches, I believe, in the ball game.
Holmes leans in, gets the sign from Kelly, straightens up, puts the ball in the glove, sets chest high, looks at second, works his motion and deals. Outside, 2-2. That was a changeup. Collins at second, Massey at first, so good speed on the bases for the Royals. 2 down, 2-2 the count on Rave. Holmes deals. Ground ball foul off to the right. The video board in center field here at Kauffman Stadium, prompting the fans to make some noise. Not all of them are. A lot of Cub fans in attendance tonight here in Kansas City, just like last night. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. fouled out of play off to the left.
Yeah, last night they had fireworks here on Friday. And now today, just a big crowd. It's one of the bigger crowds they've had probably all year, I would guess.
Yeah, they were raving about last night's crowd. And
wow.
Definitely more people here tonight. The 2-2. Rave. It's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Swanson. Sidearm throw to first in time for out number 3. So Holmes limits the damage, but the Royals score one more run. So 4-0 Kansas City as we head to the 4th on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. Getting set for the top of the 4th here in Kansas City. The Royals with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs. Michael Busch, Alex Bregman, Ian Happ due up against Seth Lugo. 3, 4, and 5 in the Cubs order. Time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app and save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Get to the scores momentarily as Busch digs in. Righty-lefty matchup. Lugo delivers and misses off the outside with a breaking ball. The count is 1-0. Busch grounded out to first, his first time up. Twins leading the Brewers 3-1. They're in the top half of the 3rd inning. Royce Lewis with a 2-run double as Busch looks at a strike. 1-1 the count. Cubs started play 4.5 games behind first place Milwaukee in the National League Central. The 1-1 way outside. 2-1 now on Busch. Other action around Major League Baseball. Blue Jays and Phillies are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Pirates all over the Mets as Lugo delivers, and Busch bunts it foul off to the left. The infield was shifting, so third base was unguarded, and Busch tried to take advantage, couldn't. 2-2.
Yeah, I tried to bunt that ball. I mean, third base position's vacated. You just got to get it down, but kind of a surprise move by Michael.
He'll be swinging here. The 2-2 is low. Full count. So Pirates leading the Mets 8-0. Top of the 5th. Ronnie Simon with a 2-run double. The Nationals on top of the Reds. 2-0. Top of the 6th inning in our nation's capital. Cubs head to Washington after this weekend series in Kansas City. Busch lines one past the diving Massey in a right center field for a base hit.
Now Michael, line drive bullet to the backhand side of Massey, and he's got to lay out for this ball. Just can't quite get to it. Hits off the tip of his glove, but this is a rocket off the bat of Michael.
So the leadoff man on base for the Cubs here in the 4th. Busch at first. The cleanup man Alex Bregman will dig in. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Lugo. Caglione holding on Busch at first. The pitch. Breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 0-1. Bregman grounded out to short his first time up. Top 3 Astros and Padres tied at 1. Taylor Trammell with a solo home run for Houston. The pitch. Bregman chops one right side, ranging to his left. Massey throw to second for one. Witt back to first. Not in time. Bregman beats it out, but the lead man Bush erased from the bases. One away.
Well, I didn't think they had a chance at Bregman at first. Bregman runs well, and he was running. Tell you, Bobby Witt Jr. has an absolute cannon of an arm at second base. He threw an absolute rocket across the field and made that play close.
Three-time All-Star, two-time Gold Glove winner. We saw him make a dynamic play earlier in the game to rob Bregman of a hit. Now the batter, Ian Happ. 1 on, 1 away for the Cubs here in the fourth. The pitch. Called strike, fastball. Happ doesn't like the call, turns around, has a brief discussion with the home plate umpire, Dan Isonia.
Getting a shot in our monitor here. That pitch is about half a baseball off the plate away.
That's why Happ was upset. Here's the 0-1. He loops one in right center field, but it's caught by a running Isbell, the center fielder. And Happ's retired, 2 away.
Pretty good swing Happ puts on this ball. It's down and away and goes with it to left center. But Isbell running well. As we said, they're playing Cubs hitters the opposite way, and he runs that ball down.
Tigers and Giants are scoreless in the top of the fourth in San Francisco. Top three, Rockies leading the Cardinals 4-2. Hunter Goodman a ribby single. Nico Horner at the plate and looks at a sweeper for a strike, 0-1. Bottom three, Rangers 2, Orioles 1. Jackson Holiday has put Baltimore on the board with a solo shot. Guardians and White Sox scoreless, bottom two on the south side. 2 away, man at first. The 0-1, Nico loops one into center field. It drops in for a base hit.
Good swing by Nico on a breaking ball. He missed one his first at bat and punched out. I know he had that in the back of his mind, that probably thinking, I shouldn't have missed that breaking ball to punch out, and he was on this one and hits this ball right back through the middle for a base hit.
So here's Carson Kelly. Kansas City with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs. We're in the top of the fourth. 2 on, 2 away for the Cubs.
Big gap in left center field for Kelly.
He was caught looking his first time up. This time he swings into that gap in left center field. It drops in for a base hit. Around third, cruising home, Bregman. Right behind him, Horner. He's going to try to score. The throw offline. Gets past the catcher. Horner scores. And moving all the way to third base, Carson Kelly. But the Cubs on the board. It's now 4-2 Royals here in the fourth.
Well, I was wondering when it was going to pay off for the Cubs, where their positioning was in the outfield. Kelly gets this ball and hammers it into the gap. It's cut off by Collins, but in deep left center field. He had a long way to go to get this ball. And a great job, by the Cubs and Bregman to go all the way from first to score. Excellent job, and the Cubs get an extra run.
Dansby Swanson at the plate. He swings and taps one foul off the body of the catcher Jensen. 0-1. So give Carson Kelly an RBI double. And Kelly advances to third on the throwing error on the relay by Bobby Witt Jr. Doubles by Cubs batters are sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. And I'm not done, Coom. As Swanson waits for the 0-1. Lugo's ready, the kick and pitch. Swanson hits a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Massey. The throw to first in time for out number 3. Errors by Cubs opponents are sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com. Cubs get on the board. 4-2 Kansas City, middle 4 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs.
NCUA.
Last of the fourth here in Kansas City, 4-2 Royals. The batter is Nick Lofton. Clay Holmes still out there. Oh, and his first pitch sails over the head of Lofton, who had to duck out of the way. And on the fly, hit the backstop. 1-0. That will wake you up.
Yeah, that one wasn't close. That one was sizzling in over everything.
That was the 60th pitch of the game for Holmes. 1-0 the count. The next pitch is a breaking ball high. So 2-0 the count. Lofton to be followed by Josh Rojas, then Kyle Isbell. The pitch. Low, 3-0 now on Lofton. Royals have scored in every inning so far. 4-2 Kansas City. The pitch is in there for a strike. That time Holmes going with a cutter.
Yeah, a little 3-0 cutter. That'll tell you he's not having, he's still feeling his way around with that two-seam fastball, and he has more confidence in the cutter.
That time he misses with a breaking ball inside. Ball 4, leadoff walk for Lofton.
Let's see what happens with Craig Counsell. I know they're trying to push his pitch count the best they can to get him, feeling better and getting, deeper into the game. Let's see how far they go. He's now at 60, probably 65, 67 pitches.
This next one will be number 65. Here it comes to Josh Rojas. It's a called strike. Backdoor breaking ball, 0-1. And there is activity in the Cubs bullpen. The 0-1 delivery. Pop foul out of play off to the left by Rojas. 0-2. Lofton at first being held on by Bush. Rojas had a 2-run single his first time up in the second inning. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Holmes, working on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Holmes works his motion and deals, and Rojas swings and misses at a cutter in the dirt. Strike 3, 1 away. First strikeout in a Cubs uniform for Clay Holmes.
Pretty good pitch. Just when the bottom drops out of this breaking ball. Strike 3. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
So here is Kyle Isbell, the number 9 hitter. The pitch. This is outside with a sweeper. 1-0. Isbell grounded into a double play his first time up. Holmes leans in, gets the sign from Kelly, straightens up. And now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter, 1-1 on Isbell. League leaders are sponsored by Gusto. Higher pay and grow your team with Gusto. Yordan Alvarez leads the majors in batting average, 326. Now the 1-1 delivery. A ground ball hit on the right side, fielded by Horner. The flip to second. There's one. Swanson fires to first in time for the double play. 4-6-3. And that ends the fourth inning. Waiting to see if the Royals challenge this. They will not. 4-2 Kansas City as we head to the fifth. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Live in the Chicagoland area? Get all the Cubs games on the Odyssey app. AUD-ACY.
Carpal
sponsor. They were on yesterday for the first time. Our new sponsor, Access One. Fourth inning sponsored by Access One, your Chicago technology partner for managed IT, cybersecurity, business phone systems, and internet services. Great to have Access One as part of the fold with us for the rest of the baseball season and hopefully into the playoffs and deep into October would be great. So welcome to Access One.
Yeah, great to have them on board. Tyrone Taylor at the plate to begin the top of the fifth. He swings and misses at a slider from Seth Lugo. 0-1 the count. Kansas City with a 4-2 lead over the Cubs. Taylor singled his first time up, the number 9 hitter tonight. Here's the pitch. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carson Kelly with a 2-run double for the Cubs in the 4th inning. Lugo, the kick and pitch. And Taylor fouls this one back off to the right. 1-2.
Taylor got a hanging breaking ball there to hit. Just underneath it. Put a good swing on it, just a little under.
Lugo working quickly. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball outside.
Part of the reason why Lugo calls his own pitches. He really likes to keep a very quick pace. So with him calling his pitches, he can keep his pace going as he wishes. And he gets it and he's ready to throw again.
Now the 2-2. This is pulled on the ground, foul off to the left by Taylor. 2-2.
I was asking some of the broadcasters for Kansas City here earlier, and they were talking about this situation. And with Jensen being a young catcher.
The 2-2. Called strike 3. Sinking fastball that froze Taylor. 1 away.
Pretty good pitch. This little lane changer starts out away and comes back to the outside corner for strike 3. But what they do, how they work this, is they go over the hitters each inning in the dugout. So then Jensen kind of knows he's part of the equation of how we're going to attack certain guys or how they are.
Pete Crow Armstrong fouls this one out of play off to the left.
But then Lugo, because of his pace, he can call the pitch and get the ball and get moving.
Lugo hands over the head, high leg kick and pitch, and Crow Armstrong looks at a breaking ball off the outside. 1-1 the count. 1 down, top 5, 4-2 Kansas City. It's the middle game of a 3-game set. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss by PCA at a cutter. 1-2. Crow Armstrong is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Entered play, hitting .400 in the month of August. The designated hitter tonight with Tyrone Taylor in center. It's not a day off, but it's an attempt to give Pete a little bit of a break. The pitch, swing and a miss as Crow Armstrong chased a slow curveball. Whom that one was clocked at 66 miles per hour, 2 away.
Yeah, that's the first time he broke out the slow hook. Little 3/4 delivery. Takes a lot off and had Pete out in front.
So 2 down. Seiya Suzuki will stand in. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. Called strike, fastball, clocked at 92 miles per hour.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
4-2 Kansas City. The pitch bounces all the way to the backstop. That was a sweeper way off the outside and low, obviously. 1-1 the count. So we were talking about the league leaders. Yordan Alvarez leads in batting average, .326. The home run leader with 35. He leads in on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. Lugo delivers. Outside again.
You know what they call that?
MVP of the American League.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You've got quite a battle in the National League right now, I'd say, between Pete Crow Armstrong and Shohei Ohtani. The 2-1 swing and a miss. And Suzuki chased a slider 2-2, but it looks like Alvarez is cruising in the American League.
You'd sure think so, boy. He's having some kind of year.
Jacob Mizorowski, the ERA leader, the Milwaukee ace with a 1.63 ERA. The 2-2. Seiya chops it right back to the mound. Fielded by Lugo. Sidearm toss to first. That's out number 3. Cubs go down in order in the top of the 5th. Middle 5, 4-2 Royals on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Products siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
On Sunday, August 30th, Cubs take on the Reds at 6:20 p.m. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs Hall of Fame induction pin presented by Harvey. Be sure to arrive early for your induction pin. Cubs with a new pitcher on the mound, Z. How about Colin Ray coming in relief today?
To begin the fifth inning, and he starts off Carter Jensen with a fastball low, 1-0 the count. Ray takes over for the starter Clay Holmes, who went the first 4 innings in his Cubs debut. Ray throws a curveball for a strike, 1-1. So the final line on Clay Holmes in his Cubs debut: 4 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 70 pitches, 44 for strikes, 1 home run. The pitch is in the dirt. 2-1 now on Jensen.
And Cubs pitching changes. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
So this was Holmes' first game since May 15th. 2-1. A high fly ball hit down the left field line, but slicing foul out of play. 2-2 on Jensen.
Be interesting to see what he has to say after the ball game tonight. You know, when you haven't pitched in that length of time, it's difficult. Then you're a sinker baller on top of it, and we talked about that.
Jensen grounds one softly on the right side, fielded by Horner. The throw to first in time. Jensen's retired, 1 down.
You know, you get over pumped as a sinker baller, and that's not good. But all in all, stuff looked good. Threw some good pitches. You know, gave up. You know, had a little rust. It seemed like. You know, with the location, not with the pitches, but with the location. Be interesting, as we said, to see what he's got to say after the ball game tonight. But I'm sure he's glad he's got his first outing under his belt back in the big leagues.
Bobby Witt Jr. with a check swing at a pitch off the outside on appeal. No swing, says DJ Rayburn at first. It was a cutter. 1-0. First out, by the way, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. The pitch. That's a strike. Sinking fastball from Ray. 1-1. Yeah, so Colin Ray and Javier Assad back in the bullpen after starting a lot this season with all the injuries that the Cubs had to the rotation. A 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Witt. But now with Gausman, who had the quality start in the victory last night, and Holmes in the mix, a surplus, and that's a good problem.
Yeah, it's big time. Cubs now with Ray stretched out fully and Assad, you're looking at and not having an issue. If something's going wrong early in a ball game, you got a guy to go right in and fix that issue, and a quality arm. So Cubs bullpen now gets depth immediately because of Ray and Asa.
Witt fouled that last pitch back off the screen, 1-2. And more reinforcements are coming as Ray peers in. He gets the sign from Kelly. Puts the ball in the glove, sets above the belt, works his motion and deals. In the dirt, 2-2 now on Witt. Edward Cabrera continues his progression with minor league rehab assignments as he's working his way back from a hamstring strain. And apparently he's looked good down in those assignments. The 2-2. Off the outside, another check swing on appeal, no, says DJ Rayburn at first. So Witt has worked a full count.
Now for Cabrera, I think his last outing was 4 innings and he had 8 punch-outs. And he's got to be ready to pitch here real soon. I think one more rehab start.
Ray misses inside, ball 4. So Witt heads to first with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Kansas City with a 4-2 lead. And you were saying this yesterday. You know, right now everyone's trying to figure out where does everyone fit in. Baseball has a way of working itself out, right?
Yeah. When you play as many games as you do in baseball, you know, things happen all the time.
Jack Caglione looks at a ball low from Ray, 1-0.
Whether it's strictly just performance, injury, usage, you know, there's all kinds of things. But, boy, it just seems like, you know, on your roster, it just figures itself out when you've got some roster issues.
Throw to first, close play. Tag applied by Bush. It appeared from up here as though Witt was able to dive in safely. 1-0 on Jack Caglione, who's 2 for 2 with a home run and an RBI double. The 1-0 delivery. Inside, 2-0.
All opponents' pitching changes. They're sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Ray working on the first base side of the rubber. Another throw to first. This one caught on a backhanded hop by Bush.
Colin Ray, one of the better pickoff moves for a right-handed pitcher, but now that's 2 throws over, so they are not going to challenge. And now Colin Ray cannot throw over again. If he does and doesn't get him, it'll be a balk.
Officially a disengagement violation.
Disengagement violation. I said that for you, Z.
Caglione drills one, deep left, hat back at the track, looks up, it bangs off the wall. Witt stops at third, and standing up at second base with another double, Jack Caglione. He's got 3 hits tonight.
Homer and 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and this young guy is some kind of strong. He just muscles this ball. It's a sinker away and probably off the plate away, and he just goes with it and hits a line drive bullet, and it just barely stays in the yard. It hits right at the top of the wall.
Now the Cubs will have to play the infield in, just 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Men at second and third. The cleanup man, Isaac Collins, at the plate. The pitch. Pop foul out of play. Behind the plate, off to the left. 0-1. A couple of former Brewers in this matchup. Ray on the mound, Collins at the plate. Switch hitter batting from the left side. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Popped up. Left side on the infield, back of third in fair territory. Bregman makes the catch. 2 down. Huge play.
Big pitch by Ray to get the pop up. Little off speed pitch away, and Collins just hits it a mile in the air. It stays in the infield. Now let's see if get one more out here against Massey and get out of this inning without a run score.
Massey's 1 for 2 with a single and a fielder's choice. Left-handed batter. Men at second and third. The pitch. And a fly ball hit to shallow center. Racing in. Taylor, he makes the running catch about chest high for out number 3. Ray works into and out of a jam as the Royals leave 2 after 5. 4-2 Kansas City on the score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Carson Kelly. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Avenue, Chicago.
Michael Bush is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. And Bush looks at a slow-moving breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike to begin the top half of the 6th inning. 4-2 Royals. The middle game of this 3-game set in Kansas City. The pitch high and outside. 1-1 the count on Bush. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Clay Holmes started for the Cubs, went 4 innings in his debut, 4 runs on 6 hits. The 1-1 by Seth Lugo is lined to left, coming in and making the catch just above his cap is Isaac Collins. Initially, he dropped back and then came in. Bush is retired, 1 away here in the top of the 6th. And it'll bring up the cleanup man, Alex Bregman. Bregman 0 for 2 tonight. Lugo works his motion and deals. And misses inside with a slider. 1-0. Cleanup hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Frigidaire kitchen today at grandappliance.com. A ground ball hit on the left side, fielded wide of the bag by Lofton. The throw across in time to get Bregman 2 down.
I'll say this in this ball game, there's been an error made, and that was just on a relay throw home, which really, it's an error, but it's not an error. You're throwing a ball from deep shortstop to try to throw a relay throw, and the catcher doesn't make a catch, so you get an error. But these two teams have been playing some defense today. Cubs have had really good defense in the infield in particular. Same thing with Kansas City.
Ian Happ looks at a curveball high and outside. The next pitch misses high. That time a cutter from Lugo. 2-0 the count. Ian needs a hit. He's 0 for August. 0 for 2 tonight. 0 for 20 coming into play this evening. The 2-0 foul back off the screen. 2-1 on Happ. Batting average has dropped to 208 for Ian. He does have 18 home runs, 48 runs batted in. Batting from the left side against the right-hander Lugo. The pitch. And a high fly ball into deep right. Going back, Rave at the track near the wall. Gone! Home run number 19 for Ian Happ. Solo shot to right, his first hit of the month. And the Cubs within 1. Kansas City 4, Cubs 3 here in the 6th.
Cubs really needed a big swing here in this game to get them closer. And Ian Happ really needed a big swing just for himself. Get himself back on track. And he puts that one in flight. Big swing of the bat as it lands right on top of the wall and goes into the seats.
Now the batter, Nico Horner, and he fouls the first pitch back off the screen, 0-1.
Let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Yingling Flight. That's what's on tap. Ian Happ with a home run. Next generation of light beer. You got to love in the 6th inning when someone from the Cubs puts one in flight.
Here's the 0-1 by Lugo. Horner fouls it back. I think that one hit the glove of the catcher, Jensen, 0-2. A 381-foot drive by Happ for his 19th home run, first hit of the month. Here's the 0-2. Nico loops one foul off to the left. As one hops the sidewall. 0-2. Cubs just hanging around, right?
Yeah, it's one of those ball games where now, you know, the bullpens will come into play, and you know that should benefit the Cubs. The bullpen for Kansas City has struggled, and the Cubs with a, you know, very rested and a lot of new arms and new people out there in that pen.
That last pitch was a cutter off the outside. Now the 1-2. Nico dribbles one right back to the mound. Fielded by Lugo. A toss to first in time. That's out number 3. But the Cubs move to within 1 on the home run by Happ. 4-3 Kansas City, middle 6 on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
BedfordPark.com.
This day in baseball history is brought to you by VillageofBedfordPark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Before we get to that, bottom 6 here in Kansas City. Royals 4, Cubs 3. Colin Ray on the mound, and it starts off John Rave with a fastball low and inside, 1-0 the count. Bregman playing in wide of third. The pitch by Ray. Called strike. Fastball along the outside edge. The count is 1-1. Ray 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch. Another strike. Changeup almost in the same spot right along the outside edge as that previous fastball.
Yeah, that one had to just clip the corner. Ray did not challenge.
And with 2 strikes, Bregman drops back, and the Cubs vacating the third base position. Here's the pitch. That's low, a curve that missed, 2-2. August 8th, 1998, the Cubs scheduled their first ever night game at Wrigley Field in front of a capacity crowd. The pitch. Loop down the left field line. Happ races over. He dives. drives and makes the catch. What a play by Ian Happ. One away.
Well, Ian gets a great break on this ball, and you could see by the swing that it was going to be, wasn't going to go very deep. And he absolutely lays out, catches this ball in the trap, and slides into foul territory. Great play by Ian Happ. Once again, great defense being played by both ball clubs in this game.
How about that sequence for Happ? The home run moments ago, and now that excellent catch. The batter, Nick Lofton, and he looks at a strike from Ray. 0-1 the count. The first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Lofton, a right-handed batter. Ray, the right-hander, deals. And that pitch low, 1-1 the count. Yeah, so August 8th, 1998, Cubs scheduled their first ever night game at Wrigley. Capacity crowd. The ballpark was 74 years old at that time. The pitch. That's a strike fastball from Ray, 1-2 on Lofton.
The batter challenge.
And as you heard from the home plate umpire, Dan Isonia, Lofton challenging, and it missed off the outside.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
So the count is 2-1 now on Lofton, with Ray on the mound. And the pitch. Just missed. Fastball from Ray.
Good heater, right? Just cross-fired fastball. Just missed off the plate.
So 3-1 the count. The pitch. And a high fly ball into deep left center field. Taylor and Happ converge. It bounces on the track between them, and one hops the wall, cruising into second base with a stand-up double. Nick Lofton.
Lofton having a pretty good day today. Sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat walk, and now a double. So he's had 3 very productive at-bats for Kansas City.
So Lofton in scoring position at second. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Josh Rojas, left-handed hitting designated hitter at the plate. 4-3 Kansas City. Rojas, a 2-run single in the second. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Ray deals. Called strike, change up to Rojas, 0-1. The lights had been installed in 1998. That April, the game started with ceremonial first pitches from Ernie Banks and Billy Williams. Rick Sutcliffe was the Cubs starting pitcher. The pitch is popped up on the infield right side. Horner on the dirt, almost halfway between first and second. He makes the catch for out number 2. The game was called, though, due to rain.
Yeah.
And the first full official game happened the next night.
Yeah, because Sandberg hit a home run in that game, in the rain-shortened game, and then it got wiped away because they did not play the official time. And back then, they replay the whole game instead of continuing on.
Kyle Isbell digs in. He swings, and it's a high fly ball, medium range right. Coming in, Suzuki. He makes the catch for out number 3. Lofton stranded at second base. We head to the 7th. Cubs down 1. Kansas City 4. The Cubs 3 on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
than just amazing suits.
Cubs down 4-3, top of the 7th inning here on a gorgeous night in Kansas City. We've had some warm but beautiful nights, 2 nights in a row. 7th inning is sponsored by Volvo XC90, room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. Z and I were talking before the game. This is one of the older ballparks in baseball now. Not old like Wrigley old, but an older ballpark. And it is a beautiful ballpark, and they have packed the house here tonight on a beautiful Saturday night, Z.
I think it's the 4th oldest ballpark in the majors as Carson Kelly digs in. New man on the mound for the Royals to begin the 7th. Right-hander John Schreiber. His first pitch is a fastball for a strike clocked at 95 miles per hour. 0-1 the count on Kelly. Seth Lugo started, went the first 6 innings for KC. A quality start, 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts through 90 pitches. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1 the count now on Kelly. 4-3 Kansas City. Yeah, you've got Fenway, Wrigley, Dodger Stadium, and Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City.
But for years, they would put money into the stadium every year to, as Kelly swings and misses at a high fastball, always to do something to upgrade, keep it going, to make it look good. And for the years that this ballpark has been in service here in Kansas City, it has stayed a very nice ballpark.
Love the waterfall out in the outfield from left center all the way to right center.
The big scoreboard, the crown scoreboard in center, is very nice.
Kelly, it's a high fly ball that bounces foul off to the right. 1-2. Yeah, you're right. The crown scoreboard. Now it's a video board.
Yeah, massive video board. But the thing I love about certain ballparks and that I don't like about others is you see a picture of this ballpark, instantly you know it's Kansas City. Wrigley Field, there's no mistaking Wrigley Field. I love that they did that here in KC. And this has always been one of the favorite stops for Major League players to come and play.
Schreiber misses up high with a fastball. So the count is 2-2 on Kelly. Yeah, it's distinct to the area.
Yeah. The other thing about this place, you and I were talking about this at dinner, how nice the people are around this ballpark. They are just super nice, very...
Called strike 3, a front door breaking ball that clipped the zone and froze Kelly one away.
That's that front door breaking ball. It starts out inside. 3/4 delivery. Might have been a touch inside. Kelly did not challenge. It ends up being a strike.
Yeah, they're super friendly around Kauffman Stadium. Everywhere you go.
Yep. Great place to come and play.
Dansby Swanson at the plate. And Schreiber misses outside with a sweeper. 1-0 the count. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solution. Learn more at sloan.com. Swanson takes a strike, a sinking fastball from Schreiber. 1-1. Schreiber works on the third base side of the rubber. Pitch. Misses low and outside. 2-1. He's got that submarine style delivery.
Yeah, kind of the release point is kind of off his right hip is what you would start looking at as a hitter. And then you would go off his right hip, and that's where the ball comes out of. It makes it very difficult on the right-handed hitters to keep that front side in.
Schreiber sets, bell tie. High kick and pitch. And missed with a breaking ball outside. 3-1.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
4-3 Kansas City with one down here at the top of the 7th. The middle game of a 3-game set. The pitch. Swanson pops it up, shallow right center. 3 Royals in the area, and it's the right fielder Rave who comes flying in to make the catch. Swanson's retired, 2 away.
Now it's that two-seam fastball, that sidearm running fastball back in on Dansby. Got him to pop it up.
So Tyrone Taylor will dig in, the number 9 hitter tonight. Taylor 1 for 2 with a single. So you caught my interest with what you just said. you're a right-handed batter like Taylor is. Schreiber's on the hill. Here's the pitch. And Taylor looks at a ball outside 1-0. So you're looking at the hip area because you know the release point is there.
Yeah. So what you try to do is when you're watching a guy warm up, you know, most guys are off their ear or somewhere their hat, you know, shoulder is the release point.
The pitch outside 2-0.
You know, you can go off of that. Well, with a side armor, it could be his knee. Let's say a right-handed side armor. It could be the knee with a real submariner. Then it could be the hip with a guy with this three-quarter delivery to submarine. I mean, it's kind of in between.
Another miss. This one high, 3-0 the count.
But you don't want to be looking up at his face level and then know the ball's coming out of the. So that soft look at him when you're hitting, and then you zone in on where that ball's going to come out of off his right hip.
The 3-0. Missed again, ball 4. Taylor draws a 2-out walk. He represents the tying run for the Cubs here in the top of the 7th. Kansas City up 4-3. That pitch missed just a little low and outside.
Now that's beneficial for the Cubs because now this should be a great matchup for the Cubs. Three-quarter delivery, cross-firing coming into Pete. Cubs down by a run here in the 7th. And I'm 100% sure the Kansas City Royals dugout did not want him walking Taylor, no matter what happened, to bring Pete to the plate.
And listen in the background. The Cub fans here at Kauffman Stadium are chanting PCA, PCA. Crow Armstrong is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. The tying run, Taylor at first with excellent speed, being held on by Caglione. Righty-lefty matchup, Schreiber deals. Crow Armstrong looks at a cutter for a strike, 0-1. PCA just turns around and has a brief discussion with the home plate umpire, Dan Isonia. He thought that pitch was inside. Schreiber sets bell tie. And the pitch, way outside, 1-1.
First pitch right on the inside corner. That time Schreiber tried to overthrow that pitch way outside.
The third baseman Lofton playing wide of the bag and in on the edge of the infield grass. Here's the 1-1. Misses outside. Another fastball from Schreiber, 2-1.
I would be surprised if Pete gets a pitch from the middle of the plate in unless it's off the plate in. A strike in the inner half, and Pete could give the Cubs the lead.
Crow Armstrong waits. The 2-1. Pulled, foul, second deck off to the right. 2-2.
That pitch was not a strike down and in, but Pete's looking for a ball inside that he can turn on, and he did. Just hooked it foul.
Yeah, it was a cutter from Schreiber. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. Taylor at first. 4-3 Kansas City. We're in the top of the 7th.
This has got to be a pitch either way in off the plate or try to go for the strikeout, something soft away. Lofton. I would say soft away.
All right, let's see if it happens. The pitch. It was soft. It was away. A changeup for ball 3.
Great take by Pete on that changeup. Did not chase. That ball missed the outside corner by probably the width of a baseball.
All right, full count. Lofton back wide of third. Caglione drops behind Taylor at first. Schreiber steps off the mound, walks down the backslope.
As big as this outfield is, a ball hits somewhat in the gap. Even that wouldn't be a double for most guys, but it could be for Pete. Taylor, being on the move, could score as deep as the outfielders have to play.
And Schreiber misses high and outside with a fastball. PCA draws a walk. So now the Cubs have the tying and go-ahead runs on base. And Seiya Suzuki will stand in. 2 away here in the top of the 7th.
When Pete pulled that fourth pitch of the at-bat way foul inside, that at-bat was over for Schreiber. He was not going to throw him a strike again.
Time call. Pitching coach Brian Sweeney on the mound. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us. Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score. On Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Big spot in the game. We're in the top of the 7th in Kansas City. The Royals 4, Cubs 3. 2 away, but the Cubs have men at first and second, and Seiya Suzuki due up against right-hander John Schreiber. Tyrone Taylor, the tying run at second base for the Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong at first. Suzuki at the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. An enormously powerful right-handed batter. The pitch outside, ball 1.
Suzuki always, for me, as a right-handed hitter, does a good job against these kind of sidearm three-quarter delivery guys.
The 1-0. Seiya fouls it back off the screen.
I think in his years of playing in Japan, there's more of those guys that pitch in Japan by far than there is here. So he's more accustomed to seeing that delivery.
Men at first and second, 2 away. 4-3 Royals here in the 7th. The 1-1. Seiya chops it foul off to the right. Took an awkward swing at a cutter, top of the zone on the outer half.
He saw a hanging breaking ball, and then it was not going to be a strike, and he already committed. But as soon as he saw hanging breaking ball, he was going to be on the attack.
2 on, 2 away. 1-2 the count on Seiya. Suzuki waits. Schreiber deals. And a pop fly down the right field line. Caglione giving chase, but this one's in the stands. Count remains 1-2.
All reviews in this game, they're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Big gap once again, Z, in left center field.
For Suzuki with 2 on and 2 away. The pitch. Pulled on the ground, foul off to the left. Good battle going on here between Suzuki and Schreiber.
Seiya needs a hanging breaking ball.
Schreiber's ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Schreiber zips a fastball by Suzuki. Cubs leave 2. Time to stretch in Kansas City. It's the Royals 4 and the Cubs 3 on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Nico Horner. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Score.com today.
Bottom 7 in Kansas City. Royals 4, Cubs 3. It's game 2 of a 3-game set. Colin Ray on the mound. Carter Jensen at the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. And the pitch. It's a fly ball, a hit to shallow left, coming in near the line. Happ, and this one bounces foul. Happ had a long run with the left-handed hitting Jensen at the plate. The outfield was playing Jensen to pull. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, that was going to be trouble. That ball bounced about 2 feet foul going down the line. That was going to be a double.
Jensen 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. Clay Holmes started tonight for the Cubs. His Cubs debut went the first 4 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 70 pitches, 1 home run. Jensen homered in last night's ball game for Kansas City. The 0-1 by Ray. Misses. Fastball from Ray. It was a little inside. Perhaps you could hear Dan Isonia saying that after the pitch. Here comes the 1-1. And inside again. So 2-1 the count.
Colin Ray buzzing 2 heaters in. And not in off the plate much. I mean, not even close to the width of a baseball. He's missed both.
And the pitch. That one outside. 3-1 now. The next pitch is fouled back off the screen by Jensen. Full count. Time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Brewers have tied things up in Milwaukee, 3-3 with the Twins. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bryce Terang with a 2-run single to even things up for Milwaukee. Here comes the payoff pitch. Foul back again off the screen by Jensen. Cubs started this game 4.5 games behind first place Milwaukee in the National League Central. A whole bunch of finals on the board today, including the Yankees edging the Braves 5-4. Inside and low, ball 4 to Jensen. So a leadoff walk for Jensen and the Royals to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Royals 4, Cubs 3, and the dangerous Bobby Witt Jr. will stand in.
Yeah, nobody warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Nobody even moving around down there. Colin Ray has been fully stretched out, as everybody knows, has been a starter. He's only at 37 or 38 pitches in the game. So he's got the game, and that's what Craig Counsell is going to let him hopefully finish this out.
A long set by Ray. And now the pitch to Witt. That's a called strike, a cutter. Witt looks back at Dan Iasonia. It was borderline pitch at the top of the zone on the outer half. Ray peers in, gets the sign from Kelly. Straightens up, sets above the belt. He throws to first, and diving back in safely is Jensen.
Colin Ray, it's no joke his pickoff move to first. And then if you're Michael Busch, you better be ready, because he's throwing it 90+ over to you. So you got to make sure you catch and tag, but the catch most importantly.
Another long set. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Witt in the hole, 0-2. That was a 95-mile-per-hour fastball from Ray. A's beat the Red Sox 7-3. Gage jump with 11 strikeouts for the win. The 0-2 delivery. And a high fly ball into deep right center field. Taylor back, so is Suzuki. And Suzuki has a play. He makes the catch right on the edge of the track for out number 1 in right center field.
Now, we've talked about this ballpark and how big it plays. And you hit a ball to the gap, you better hit it with some thunder, because that ball was hit pretty well, and it didn't even make the track in right center field.
So 1 on, 1 away for Kansas City here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Royals up 4-3. Jack Caglione at the plate, 3 for 3. The pitch. Inside. 1-0. Caglione homered in the first. A 448-foot bomb to right center off of Clay Holmes. Hit an RBI double in the third and then doubled in the fifth. Ray a long set and the 1-0. High fly ball deep right center field. Taylor back at the track near the wall. He leaps. It's gone. Second home run of the ball game for Jack Caglione. And the Royals add some insurance. A two-run shot makes it 6-3 Kansas City here in the seventh.
Now the first home run was a blast. This one hit very hard but very high. The question was going to be, was it going to make it? It goes right over the 400-foot mark. It's a changeup away, and he stays on it. And Taylor goes back to the 405 mark, stands there, and it just goes over the wall.
20th home run of the year for Caglione. 6-3 Kansas City. Isaac Collins looks at a curveball for a strike. A 420-foot drive by Caglione. The 0-1. Outside to Collins, 1 ball and 1 strike.
So you think about Caglione, he's got 20 bombs on the year. We still got a month and a half left of the season. Think if he was in a park that was much more conducive to hitting home runs.
Collins pulls one, caught by Bush. Back of first, angling toward the line. 2 away.
Little slider. Michael Bush plays goalie over there at first base. Slap shot. Glove save.
All right, come on. Do it like Foley would do it.
I can't do him justice.
Michael Bush says no. Michael Massey at the plate. He looks at a ball low from Ray.
I know our boy Patrick Foley will be out at the ballpark here soon, if we can get him off the golf course.
High drive, deep left, hat back. It's playable. Right on the edge of the track, he makes the catch for number 3. But more damage by Kansas City. Jack Caglione's second home run of the ball game. He's having a whale of a night. 4 hits and 4 RBIs. 6-3 Kansas City as we head to the 8th. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Cubs down 6-3, top of the 8th inning here in Kansas City. 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877-CARS4KIDS. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today, Z.
Thank you very much, Coom. Michael Bush looks at a ball off the outside from the new Royals pitcher, right-hander Steven Cruz, who works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-0. That's a called strike. Bush is going to challenge this. He's right along the outside edge. Taking a look at the video board in center field, and it's a ball.
2 left.
Good eye by Michael Busch. 2-0 to count now with Busch at the plate. Michael's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. The pitch is a cutter in the zone for a strike. 2-1. Royals leading the Cubs 6-3. Jack Caglione having a big night at the plate. 4 hits, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. The 2-1. Tap foul at the plate by Busch. That one got a piece of his leg, and he is hopping in pain off to the right.
I want to say a congratulations to someone on the south side of Chicago. It's Ozzie Guillen night at Southside Ballpark. They're retiring Ozzie's number tonight, number 13. I played against Ozzie for many years. Great guy. He's been in broadcast business with us for many years, and they're celebrating him tonight on the south side. So, Ozzie, congratulations. What an honor. He was a staple at that shortstop position for a long time, and a fun guy to play against. Never a quiet moment when you're on the field with Ozzie, I can tell you that.
Well, he's a legendary baseball figure in Chicago.
Yep. World Series manager for the Chicago White Sox.
He's a champion.
Yeah.
All right, Busch is okay. Back in the box with a 2-2 count. Cruz delivers, and Busch pops it up. Back of home, the catcher Jensen giving chase, but this one's in the stands. So the count remains 2-2. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. With the defensive alignment right now, the Royals have vacated third base. Busch waits for the 2-2. Cruz deals, and Busch pulls one on the ground wide of first, fielded behind the bag by Caglione. Underhand toss to Cruz, covering the bag in time for out number 1.
Caglione's having a night. This is pretty good play as Caglione's having a night. This is pretty good play as he goes to the hole. Love hand side, makes a nice pickup. 2 bombs in the ball game, 2 doubles. I'd say that's a good night.
Yeah.
4 ribbies.
But it's not over yet. Let's see what the Cubs can do. Alex Bregman digs in with 1 down here in the top of the 8th. 6-3 Kansas City. Righty-righty matchup with Cruz on the hill. Cruz peers in. Now he's working on the third base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. Called strike fastball. Clocked at 99 miles per hour to Bregman. 0-1. Let's see how we did with our guesses in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The actual attendance, 32,326 tonight. The 0-1. Dribbled foul off to the right by Bregman in the hole. 0-2. So like we suspected, a much bigger crowd tonight here at Kauffman Stadium. And Coom, congratulations. You have won the game.
Oof, big win.
Yeah, so
big win tonight.
And don't celebrate too hard in downtown Kansas City tonight. The 0-2 just misses up high. 1-2 the count on Bregman. Got a day game tomorrow, so quick turnaround. I was going to say,
are we hitting downtown Kansas City? I'm buying.
All right, I'm in. Let's do it.
I knew there was a way to get you.
Oh, called strike 3. Bregman's going to challenge this.
Challenge.
It's a front door slider. Did it clip the inside edge? We're going to take a look at the replay now. It did. Wow. Strike 3.
1 left.
And the Cubs lose one of their ABS challenges.
I did not think that was going to be called a strike. It looked up and into Bregman. It was not. Ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
Now Ian Happ will dig in. 2 away. Top of the 8th. Royals leading the Cubs 6-3. Happ homered his last time up. Here's the pitch by Cruz. Fouled at the plate.
Right now, after this big swing by Ian, you hope he can get back on track here a little bit and have some good quality ABs. Ian had been struggling for probably a good week.
Inside to Happ from Cruz. 1-1 the count. Yeah, he'd been 0 for August before whacking that home run his last time up. 1-1 the count. much more comfortable hitting from the left side against the right-hander. Cruz deals and misses up high, so the count is 2-1. Stay tuned for the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Coming up with Coombe in the ninth. The 2-1. Happ swings and misses. Cutter from Cruz, 2-2.
That was a nasty pitch there. That's 94-mile-an-hour cutter. Starts out in the zone and darts down and in.
Happ waits. Here's the 2-2. Foul back off the screen to the left. Notice Cruz on that delivery did a little hesitation kick before letting fly.
Yeah, his front leg got up to the top of his leg kick, and then he just held it there for about a good 1,001, and then he delivered the ball.
The 2-2 is low. Happ has worked a full count. Ian now with 19 home runs on the year. He waits for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. High drive down the right field line. It one hops the wall. Happ digging for second base. The throw by Rave not in time, and he slides in safely with a 2-out double. Ian Happ with his second extra base hit of the night.
Well, you hope this is good things to come for Ian Happ. He's had some struggles here in the second half. Second hit of the ball game, a homer, and now a double. And the Cubs, boy, down the stretch here, they could really use his bat, especially from the left-handed side. And Ian with a second hit, that was a bullet.
Now Nico Horner at the plate. 2 down, top 8, 6-3 Kansas City. The pitch. Nico looks at a ball up high. 1-0. Nico's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Hitting at .258 on the year. The 1-0 delivery. Misses. 2-0 the count. That was a cutter from Cruz. Just low on the inner edge. Warner hitting .345 over his last 15 games. The 2-0. And a fly ball hit right center field. Right there is Bell. He tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 3. Happ stranded at second base. Middle 8, 6-3 Kansas City on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cup.
Pete Crow Armstrong set to lead things off for the Cubs. That is hammered center field. That's back on its way out of here. We got an in-game MVP race.
How about that for a response? First pitch of the ball game from Lauer, PCA, 420 feet. Game on.
Your best player, our best player. For PCA, it is home run number 25.
Closing in on that 30-30 club. He's wiped 28 bases.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Time for the great mascot race. Ready? Go! And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. It's a wild crowd. It's the home stretch. It's too close to call. It's the play at the plate. It's the Yankees. Congratulations. You won the great mascot race.
.888.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. Official jerseys, memorabilia, to hats and hoodies. They've got this season covered. MLB.com/Cubs. Official source for your Cubs gear. Zach?
Thank you, Coom. John Rave leads off the last of the 8th for Kansas City and fouls back the first pitch from Colin Ray into a suite just above the first deck here at Kauffman Stadium. That came in hot. Here's the 0-1.
Yeah, he hasn't started rubbing his hands yet, but he will.
That pitch missed inside. So 1-1 the count on Rave. Ray working on the first base side of the rubber. Bregman in wide of third. The pitch is looped shallow right, coming in Suzuki. It drops in front of him for a base hit. So Rave starts off the 8th with a single for Kansas City. The Royals are leading the Cubs 6-3. Jack Caglione leading the offensive attack for KC. 4 hits, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs.
Yeah, this ball dumped in front of Suzuki. Rave took a big swing at this pitch, and I think that kind of fooled Suzuki and right for just 1 second. I don't know if he's going to catch that ball no matter what. It dumped into short right.
Nick Lofton at the plate, right-handed hitter. The runner goes. The pitch is a called strike. Throw to second is not in time. Sliding in safely, head first style, Rave with his 2nd stolen base of the season. Cubs saying hold on here. Craig Counsell turning around, wants to hear from his replay man Brad Moylan. Cubs will not challenge.
Yeah, the only chance the Cubs had was depending on whether Rave came disengaged with the bag. He did not. So it will be a stolen base.
All right, so now man in scoring position with no one out for Kansas City here in the 8th. 0-1 the count on Lofton. Righty-righty matchup. Ray a long set, letting the pitch clock run down, and the pitch is low. 1-1. Milwaukee and Minnesota tied at 3 in the bottom of the 7th in Wisconsin. Here's the 1-1. A comebacker on 1 hot, fielded by Ray. Looks at second, throws to first, 1 away as Rave remains at second base.
Good job by Colin. He gets this ball hit back at him. He had a chance at second base. There's really nobody defensively. Nico would have been the closest one, but you know, you could take a risk at throwing that ball to second, and maybe, you know, I would say it's a 50-50 whether you get the guy. It makes all the sense in the world to push him back and then just throw to first base.
Josh Rojas fouls this one back off the screen from Ray. 0-1. First out, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Rojas had a 2-run single in the 2nd off of Clay Holmes. The 0-1 delivery. Misses, low and outside. 1-1 the count. Holmes made his Cubs debut tonight. Pitched the first 4 innings, 70 pitches, 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Caglione got him for a home run. Here's the 1-1. And a ground ball hit on the right side. Diving backhand stop. Nico up on his feet. Throw to first in time to get Rojas. Another beautiful play by Nico Horner. 2 away. Moving to third, Rave.
Now this has been one of them ball games for if you're a young coach in baseball and you want to show what defense is supposed to look like, you watch this ball game with your team, because these two teams have put on a show on defense tonight. Nico with a spectacular play and an accurate throw, falling over from behind the second base bag.
Kyle Isbell at the plate and looks at a ball high and outside from Ray. 1-0. You have a lot of choices tonight for the tough play of the game and the catch of the game. 1-0 on Isbell with a man at third and 2 away here in the 8th. The pitch. Called strike, fastball on the outside edge. 1-1.
Well, we'll give tough play of the game right there to Nico. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Catch of the game will go to Ian Happ. How about that ball on left? Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. The Iowa State Fair is back August 13th through the 23rd as that pitch just misses high. Catch State Fair spirit and plan your trip at the IowaStateFair.org. Now, Pat just has some scheduled time off. He's not down in Iowa, sampling the steak de Burgo.
That's a called strike to Isbell. 2-2 the count. But if he could, he would. He wants to.
Well, I know I would. If you guys at State Fair feel like sending me a steak de Burgo or two, as the commercial said.
Yeah, or two.
Feel free. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I'll accept them.
Well, as long as you're in the giving mood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, send some more.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Here's the 2-2 inside to Isbell, who's worked a full count. By the way, a reminder to stay tuned for the Old National Bank Cubs radio postgame show, the official bank of the Cubs radio network. We thank Judson Richards for filling in this weekend for me as I fill in for Pat. 3-2 the count on Isbell with a man at third. The pitch. A bouncing ball hit on the right side. Fielded on a high hop by Nico. Across the body throw in time to get Isbell out number 3. Raves stranded at third base. Do the Cubs have a comeback in them? We head to the 9th. 6-3 Kansas City on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Second home run of the game, 26th of the year for Ohtani. And what do we have here?
Obviously a big, strong guy, long arms. You want to be able to tie up inside, but you can't just pitch him one way.
Noah Cameron, incomplete, command of the Twins. 9 strikeouts, ties a career best. Soda's 8 innings. Spectacular.
Major League Baseball's best 29-5 since June 25th.
7 in a row for the Red Sox.
How about that for a response? First pitch of the ball game from Lauer, PCA. I'm the designated hitter. All hit. 420 feet. Game on. And not a lot of experience as a designated hitter, but he's absolutely locked in.
On the hill now, lines it into left field. The Guardians take the lead. This kid's unbelievable. He's 4 for 4 in his big league debut.
And on the ground sharply beyond third, and it's going to roll down the left field line toward the corner. Burrell picks it off the cutout. He's going to have a play at second. Millar is out at second base.
What a slide.
He slid short of the bag, and Tomas Perez puts the tag on him. And now they're chatting. What a nice scene.
That wasn't a real good slide.
Transplant.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Getting set for the top of the 9th. Kansas City 6, Cubs 3. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. The Royals have former Cub right-hander Nate Pearson in the game now to try and close this one out for KC. Hard-throwing right-hander, so Craig Counsell sends Michael Conforto to pinch hit for Carson Kelly. Pearson deals, and Conforto fouls this one back off the screen.
Boy, Conforto's ready for that fastball. He took a big rip, fouled it straight back. Pearson, as you said, is a big arm. Issues with the Cubs was throwing strikes.
Pearson, high leg kick and pitch. And Conforto looks at a ball up high, 1-1 the count. Pearson began the year with Houston. He was 1-0 with a 3.60 ERA in 16 games with the Astros. He has not allowed an earned run in 5 appearances with KC. This one lined foul off to the right, just in front of Cubs first base coach Jose Javier. 1-2. Overall this season, Pearson with a 2.92 ERA. 6-3 Royals. Here's the pitch. Just missed, and the Royals are going to challenge this.
The catcher challenge. Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. See what we got on this inside slider.
We're looking at the replay, and it's a ball.
Just missed in off the plate.
So the Royals down to one ABS challenge. Here's the 2-2. High and outside. Conforto has worked a full count.
That last fastball, really non-competitive pitch. Pearson overthrew it. Body never caught up to the iron. That pitch missed way up and away.
So Conforto digs in. Full count. The payoff pitch. High drive down the right field line. It bounces in and one hops the wall in the corner. Conforto digging for second. The throw cut off. Leadoff double for Michael Conforto. And the Cubs in business. Nice start to the ninth for Conforto and the Cubs.
Well, that's what happens. You throw the 2-2 pitch and it's way up and out of the zone. And now you got to come in there on 3-2. Conforto was ready for that heater and whistles it down in the corner. Cubs need one more man to reach base to bring the tying run to the plate.
Dansby Swanson at the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Pearson. The pitch. Called strike. Sinking fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour. Right along the inside edge. 0-1 on Swanson. Conforto at second. No one out in the ninth. Cubs down 3. The pitch. Off the outside. That was a slider. 1-1. (6-3) Kansas City. The Cubs fans making noise. Here's the pitch. Tap foul at the plate. That one got a piece of Swanson's leg. 1-2. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
I just saw the replay of Dansby fouling that ball off his shin. That's going to leave a mark.
Dansby back in the box. 1-2 the count. Conforto at second. No one out in the ninth. Pearson deals. And this one is foul back just to the right of us. 1-2. We are situated behind home plate just to the first base side, which means we are always vulnerable to foul balls from right-handed batters. The pitch. Swanson pops it up. Right side foul territory. Caglione has a play. Makes the catch on the side track. In front of the camera well for out number 1.
That'll bring up Pedro Ramirez. Will pinch hit now for Taylor. Cubs need one more guy to get on to bring the tying run to the plate. It's a good matchup for Ramirez. He hit a bomb yesterday. You interviewed him. But he had a great day yesterday. But, boy, he can cover the high fastball.
Said he was looking for that pitch last night and drilled it to straight right for a high drive in the big leagues. And before tonight's ball game, he had an opportunity to receive a signed jersey from his countryman from Venezuela, Salvador Perez. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's very good. Baseball is very big in Venezuela. I played there many years ago in winter ball. Great baseball country.
Pearson, high leg kick and pitch. And that's a called strike. Fastball clocked at 96 miles per hour to Ramirez. Right near the top of the zone. Ramirez, a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the hard-throwing righty, Pearson. Conforto at second, 1 away. The pitch. That was a curveball way up high and outside. And Jensen had to leap out of his crouch to catch it. 1-1.
So now if you're Ramirez, you just got to sit fastball. You got to be able to just be on the heater, and if he throws a breaking ball for a strike, so be it.
The 1-1. And that is a breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 1-2.
Well, with Pearson, you don't know if he's going to have command of that or not. And he's got a good fastball. You know, that's 97, 98 miles an hour. Now you just got to try to battle at home plate. Big hole on the left side of the diamond with Witt playing right up the middle.
Ramirez, a 300 hitter. Here's the 1-2. An awkward swing and miss. Strike 3 at a pitch in the dirt. 2 away. The Cubs are down to their final out.
Difference in the at-bats. Pearson spins the breaking ball to get to strike 2 and makes a good pitch after the fastball way up and away. Once you make that good pitch, now the hitter is really, in a tough spot to try to cover your fastball and the breaking ball.
Now Pete Crow Armstrong digs in. Pearson delivers. And PCA looks at a sinking fastball for a strike. 0-1. 6-3 Kansas City. 2 away here in the top of the ninth. Conforto at second base. The pitch. A breaking ball over for strike. 0-2. The Royals fans on their feet here at Kauffman Stadium. Cubs down to their last strike. Crow Armstrong 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. The 0-2. A little nubber foul off to the left, and it bounces harmlessly off the fencing, protecting the Cubs dugout along the third base line.
A little jam shot from Pete. A lot of foul territory in this ballpark in the infield area. Not right behind home plate, but when you go in front of the dugouts, a lot of foul territory.
0-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's the ball game. The Royals even up the series, beating the Cubs 6-3. The Cubs winning streak ends at 5.
It's one of those ball games you got to tip your hat sometimes to the opposing team. And Caglione, he was the guy tonight. 2 bombs, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. He was the reason Kansas City pushed it over the top against the Cubs tonight.
Back with the recap when we come back. Royals beat the Cubs 6-3 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
Man, with these Bosch lasers, I can knock out the job. You tell him, champ. Who are you? I'm your inner Bosch. My inner Bosch, baby.